Exactly. Too. Exactly. 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 Like I definitely understand it. Just the way the internet is, the negativity always gets the most traction. It's just no matter what. That's a life thing. That's a life thing. Yeah, that's a life thing. Cause like if you taking in one of the news, if you taking the politics, right? It doesn't matter. Like it's a lot. Something has to be salacious. The more salacious the topic or the thing is, the more viewers, the more traction it gets. Yo, like so. There's no actual benefit unless if you're looking at like a monetary way, like to be extremely positive. You know what I mean? Like nobody ain't trying to hear that shit. We're trying to hear the bad news. We're trying to hear why things suck. We ain't trying to hear nothing about no good shit, bro. We just want to hear why everything sucks and why you should be mad, bro. That's like just news, everything in general. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Up early, I definitely like was thinking to myself too, like, because sometimes even with the whole like digital foundry thing, I had to catch myself because I'm like, damn, I spend so much time like watching them and see how they like, point out the little small shit that's like wrong with a game. And I'm like, damn, like back when I
yeah.
was like before they was a thing, I didn't really let that like
Deter you from playing something
deter,
or annoy
yeah, or
you.
like, oh yeah, or annoy me. That's the thing, annoy me to the point when I'm looking at the game like, damn, nah, that's fun. Like it shouldn't be like
Yeah,
that, but
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like looking at
I'm
these
telling
games
you,
and I'm like,
bro.
overall, is it really like making the game bad? If it's not, then have fun with it. Like,
That's what I'm telling.
you know
Like
what I'm saying?
we're at a space right now, at least when it comes to gaming discourse, where
Oh, they're
we,
saying I'm
we
muted.
are. Yeah, yeah. I think I fixed it up. We are
Okay.
overly critical. Like once again, like it is what it is. Like our expectations are just sometimes as gamers are unrealistic for a
Hmm.
certain degree. I'm not saying that we should, bend over and just take everything that they give us. I'm not caping for that, but I do think sometimes we do need to take a step back and once again like appreciate what's being done because there's a lot of magic being created, bro. A lot of amazing games are being out. There's a lot to be
Hmm.
excited for. There's a lot to be happy about, and have positive discourse and discussions. Not everything's all bad. Not everything's all bad right now. Like I could list
Right.
about like 30 games that I'm super interested right now off the top of my head. Like 30 games that I want to
Mhm.
play. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's a
it's a
good
lot.
time to be a gamer, bro. It's a good time to be a gamer. I think people should try to not be as cynical. You know what I mean? Like just take a step back, think about like if this was when you're 12 or 15 years old and look at the lineup of games and think of you if you would be excited, bro. Like when I look back, I'd be like, yo, I'd be excited about a lot of this stuff. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
Hell
I
yeah.
think I think every so often we need to pull back, you know what I mean, sit back and appreciate our hobby for real because it's a lot to be excited about. It's a lot to be excited about, man.
I agree. I agree. Can't wait to play some of this stuff.
Facts, 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 facts. And yeah, as you can tell, yeah, we are live. We are live. What's going on, people, man? Yeah, what's up? What's up? What's up? How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? I want to shout out a couple of people in our chat. I appreciate all the live viewers. I appreciate all our supporters. We're back with another episode, but I want to shout out some people. Blade X, what's up? Brisky8, what's up? Kempachi in the chat. DX Taker in the chat. DrewTube, Gabrielle R, Arcade, Mario187, Mr. Byram Plays, Y-Band Craft. Who else up in the chat? Lee Green, what's good?
Nah,
Jazzy
don't shout Lee
Jefferson.
Green now. His brother talking about I'm looking moisturized today. Yo, Lee Green, what you mean by that? Y'all think it's horny in the chat today, man.
Let me shout out. Let's shout out a crew, man. I said Jazzy Jefferson in there. I see you. Same old. What's up? What's up? What's up? Roxas
Mr.
108.
Jefferson. Shout out to him.
Black Dragon. Who else up in here, man? Who else up in here that I haven't? Benji, Chris, Boss. I see you. I see you. Shout out to everyone who's pulling up and watching the podcast live. It's definitely gonna be a great show. There's a lot to talk about. We're gonna have some great discussions as always, and we're going balance. Bias Gamer, what's up? What's up? What's up? Hopefully you guys enjoy the show, man. And if you do, yo, it's 2025, man. Don't be shy with the like button. Just go ahead and hit the like button. You know what I mean? We tighten it here, man. So we do appreciate the support that you show us. And we already got a super chat donation. I appreciate it. Let me read it and get it out the way. This one's from Rufflemut with a $5 super chat, man. 2025, you guys are showing some love. All right, it says, the moment the impressions of Shadows gone up, those grifters got awfully quiet. Also, the Xbox mods had to work double hard during South of Midnight. Yeah. We're definitely gonna talk about the Assassin's Creed Shadows previews. I've only seen a couple of impressions, Jmaine. I don't know if you seen more than me.
I've only skimmed through it. I haven't had the time to watch them all yet.
But overall, the sentiment seems to be extremely positive, and we'll get to that a little bit later on the podcast, and we'll talk about that. Saint, I want to shout out some more people, man. Bless, Leaky, Saint, NY. Who else up in here that I haven't shouted out yet? Okay, I think that's pretty much everybody who's wrote something. Oh, technically Tim. What's good? What's good? Yeah, and I guess that's about it. So we do appreciate everyone tapping in with us live for the podcast. All right, Nev, I see you. Nev, I see you. Last one. So good
Xbox had Nev excited earlier today.
What? Really?
He was in the chat when I was live streaming. He was like, I came here to fall asleep, but they actually got picking my interest. I said, we're
going to talk about it. Good Gaming, episode 84. We back with another pod. And yeah, there's a lot to talk about. So, but as tradition, we got to see what the gang has been playing. We're gonna tell you guys what we've been playing this past week. I guess I'll kick it off. I've been feeling a little Uncharted-ly. If that's I've been feeling I've been listening to my boy Nathan Drake.
Been feeling adventurous.
I've been feeling really adventurous lately. You know what I mean? So I played and beat Uncharted: The Lost Legacy for a second time. This time on my Jack Move account. Shout out to Jack Move. I got the platinum on it, and I enjoyed the game, man. Second go around, I had fun. With it. So I had to jump back and play Uncharted 4 again because I've been, I'm a big advocate and fan of Uncharted 4. I think I probably give the game more praise than most people. A lot of people have Uncharted 2 over 4. I'm not one of those people. I think 4. I think 4 is much better than 2, and is easily the best Uncharted game from a narrative standpoint, from a gameplay standpoint, from a visual standpoint. I think that Uncharted 4 is completely. I think people don't give it enough credit for how it executed and evolved that franchise in many ways. So, Uncharted 4 is definitely my favorite Uncharted game created. And there's a lot of conversations between the Lost Legacy. I know some people they're clamoring looking for a hot take. So I've been seeing people, and it's been an ongoing conversation over the years. Every time it pops up that we have a group of people that think Lost Legacy is better than Uncharted 4. And after revisiting Lost Legacy and getting the platinum, I don't see it. I don't see where this game is better than Uncharted 4. I do not see it. Uncharted 4 literally got the better set pieces, right? It literally got the better narrative.
It does.
It got more locations to explore. The Indian location is nice in the Lost Legacy, but Uncharted 4 has way more just places to explore. The story is just way more grand. I just love it. I just pretty much the only negative that I see people throw around and when it comes to Uncharted 4 is pacing. And honestly, I really disagree with that. And I'll quickly tell you why. I feel like what Uncharted 4 was especially trying to establish in the first 8 chapters was very critical for the overarching narrative of the story. You know what I mean? Yes, it's in the very beginning, we get chapter 1, we're getting a flashback, and you have to remember this is the last chapter of the story as well. So they're closing off a lot of storylines, and they have to make things make sense to wrap up Nathan Drake's story, right? So chapter 1, we're obviously learning the origins, and they have to spend time to introduce a new fucking character, which is Sam. All of a sudden, yo, fucking Nathan Drake got a brother. So like, for the people who say the game has a pacing issue, like how quickly did you want them to spend time on telling us, yo, you're on our 4th installment of our game. Nathan Drake has a brother, by the way. Like, how quickly did you want that to go by? And, you know, in the very early, like chapter 1 established, okay, the whole orphanage stuff. Then right away, it jumps into some action. You're a brawl, you're in prison, and it's pretty much setting up the story. Then, what's it called? It sets up this, then we go to a mission where you're scuba diving. I've seen some people complaining about the scuba diving mission, but when I'm replaying the game,
long, though.
Yeah, it wasn't. First of all, it wasn't that long. And if you actually really paying attention to the narrative side of things of that story, it's just really trying to establish what Nathan Drake's life is today as a once upon a time
normal person.
Treasure hunter back to the job. Even if you listen to the dialogue and stuff that they do, like it just gave me a, you know, revisiting it again. For this is probably like my 4th or 5th time. I just have an appreciation for the way they rolled out the story for this, and it only evolves. Like I feel like, the start is a little bit not as crazy as prior probably Uncharted games, like guns blazing for the people who are super unga bunga. But as it gets going and the story builds, it's just a beautiful narrative, yo. Like it's just a beautiful narrative. So I'm playing the game on Christian at the Madagascar part of the game, and you know that led me thinking too, maybe they're gonna take inspiration from this to create their new IP, because the Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, I don't think it's confirmed to be an open world or like a straight linear game yet, right?
No, I don't think they did.
But the way Neil Druckmann is talking, it seems like how he's been talking about Elden Ring and From Software and how they do their narrative and how they tell their story with environmental storytelling. Like he's been praising that, right? So it seems like they're drawing some inspiration for that. So if I were to make an assumption, I'm assume that game is probably going to be a lot of open areas. You know what I'm saying? Like almost exploratory areas, almost like an overworld, like how even Last of Us Part 2 had a little bit
like
of that.
God of War.
Yeah, had a little bit of that too. So
like
I could definitely see them going that direction with their new IP and stuff like that. I could definitely see that.
I would be okay with like if they went like that God of War Ragnarok direction too, or even like doing more of it. Because I remember there was a point in Ragnarok where you can like go off the beaten path of the story and you could like stumble upon this whole big ass area that also tells a story about
side quests as well.
So about like Kratos' wife and shit like that and all that other stuff. I'm like, if they doing more shit like that, I'm okay with it. I just don't want it to get too open to the point where it's like an open world game. Like, I don't want that.
Yeah, as for the comparisons, where do you fall between that Lost Legacy and Uncharted 4? Where do you what side of the fence do you fall on? I'm all the way Uncharted 4 at Thief's End. I think that game's superior. I don't see how people can make the comparison, to be honest.
I'm putting Uncharted 4 definitely ahead of Lost Legacy, but the point that you were making about the pacing as far as the beginning, listen, I'm a fan of fucking what's that location? I think it's called Ironwood and God of War Ragnarok. So I don't mind a game being slow to build up the story and characters and the setting and shit like that. So those points in Uncharted didn't bother me. I just think like when he actually starts to get on the adventure, there are certain areas where you are like walking a little bit more than usual for an Uncharted game.
For you know what, Uncharted 4 emphasizes more on platforming in certain chapters, and you could tell, which I think you know, like the new mechanics that they brought to the game at the time, I thought they were pretty dope. Remember, let's not forget, this is the first time they introduced the rope in Uncharted. This is the first time that they introduced the sliding on the rocks for the platforming. So they introduced some
other thing too, where you like pick into the wall to like hold
exactly.
There
so
and move around.
It had interesting platforming situations. I really think that just some people just cannot put down the strap, Jmaine. Like as soon as they put down the gun, they scratch. It's like, oh, I need to shoot something, bro. I need to shoot something. Bad pacing. And the funny thing is, when I did tweet that shit out, and the first thing someone told me is about like, yo, the scuba diving vision, bro. That's literally like chapter 2 of the game, bro. The game just
that's the beginning.
Y'all could never play no RPG then. Y'all could never play no Persona type game if y'all think this is slow.
Well, you could imagine. I mean, the biggest, person like BG is the big one that talks about the pacing of Uncharted. He can't get into Persona because of that exact reason.
If y'all
He'd
think
be
that
like,
is slow, y'all can't play
hours
no real
into the
RPGs,
game,
bro.
and I'm still in the tutorial.
Yeah, nah. I think those moments that people are trying to complain about, I guess my question I would pose to them is how quick are they supposed to turbo speed through those? Once again,
Yeah.
introducing Nathan Drake's brother, setting up obviously the narrative with the story with Rafe, and just wrapping up Nathan's story overall, bro. I felt like they did what they had to do with them slower areas, bro. They did what they had to do. And
No, that game
it's
was
good,
amazing.
bro. The game is amazing. And I'm playing it in 2025, first of all. The game came out in what, 2016? Jmaine?
Yeah, 2016.
Bro, the game is incredible. Like it really made me appreciate Naughty Dog a little bit more, because like usually games that really go for this stylistic look as well, like in terms like of the visual presentation, usually after a couple of years, typically they do start to age. Like you can see like this shit looks kind of old, right? When you typically, but I don't know, the way that Naughty Dog does their presentation with their character designs and overall environmental details and how it is, bro. 2020, this has been years later, bro. That game's gonna be what? We might get to the 10-year anniversary. 10 years. But honestly, no bullshit. You could have told me like Uncharted 4 came out this year, and I wouldn't be like, yo, like these visuals look 10 years old. I wouldn't even say that. It would look like it legit looks like a current gen game. Now. It looks like a current gen game, which is extremely impressive, man. The way
I think that's also to do with just how like graphics might be like, like we say, is like damn near not at their peak, but the advancements are not moving as fast as they used to move. So a game that's from 10 years ago might hold up well now because, things just aren't advancing, especially when you get in those visuals from the best of the best. Like a game like Last of Us, like you play that shit. Last of Us 2, you play that shit now. It's like there's games out there that don't even touch this. Red Dead Redemption 2, there's games out there now that don't even touch this. So like the best of the best are still putting shit out that's gonna last this test of time because it's just not as much advancements in visuals as it used to be.
Yeah, and also, I'm gonna quickly wrap up this. I didn't want this to be a whole Uncharted topic, but I love the franchise. But I did notice how much more grounded the story low key is for Uncharted 4 versus other stories too. It's extremely grounded.
That was my beef with it.
No supernatural, none of that shit from Uncharted 1, Uncharted 2.
Nah, don't call it shit. Don't call it shit. That was good stuff right there. I love
none of that supernatural shit in Uncharted 3 with the ghost. I haven't played Uncharted 3 in so long. That's like probably my least played Uncharted. I played like Uncharted 1 multiple times, Uncharted 2 multiple times. I have to really go back and play 3.
Yeah,
I have to go back and play 3.
Multiplayer wise, it's definitely my least. I think I played Uncharted 4
yeah. If we're just talking about like narrative wise and just the single player portion of the game and stuff like that, but yeah, Uncharted 4 is extremely grounded. It tells a very grounded story, and yeah, man, that game is fantastic, bro. I have nothing bad to say about it.
You know what they did with all the supernatural shit? They put it in the fucking multiplayer, bastards.
Yeah,
they put all that supernatural shit.
They definitely gave it a real grounded story, bro. Real grounded story.
Yeah.
Super dope. Okay, moving on. Besides that, what else have I been playing? Yeah, I beat Lost Legacy. Currently playing Uncharted 4, but most likely it's going to get dropped because some heat dropped today, bro. You know what I mean? Some heat dropped today. So, which we're going to talk about the Xbox Developer Direct. Give us our thoughts. They did do a surprise drop. They dropped Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. So pretty much it's remaster, remake, whatever you want to call it, of Ninja Gaiden 2, classic game that released on the Xbox 360 exclusively before the Sigma versions came out to the PS3, and they redid it in Unreal Engine 5. They did it in Unreal Engine 5. So I've been I put some time into it. I'm still on chapter 1 because I ain't no punk. I ran to the master difficulty. I want the brutal experience that I remembered back in the day and how hard this game was. So I'm still on chapter 1.
The original Souls like.
I'm currently a little stuck on this little part of chapter 1. I'm getting pieced up right now where I'm stuck on chapter 1, but I am playing I'm not even playing on the hard combos. Bro, I'm not even playing on hard. I'm playing on the very hard difficulty. I'm playing on the master. Yeah. I just went to the hardest joint, bro. Fuck it. I see some of y'all on Twitter posting video clips of y'all deep into the game a little bit. I'm like, yo, these
Oh,
guys are playing it on easy and normal. I don't
oh no! Put a
buy
name
it.
on that bullet.
I don't
Put a
buy
name
it.
on that
I
bullet.
don't buy
Put a
it.
name
Y'all
on
playing
that
it on
bullet.
easy and normal. I'm chapter 1 still getting cooked, bro. Oh man, that game is still so fun, man. It's still fun. It's still fun. On PC, it's running great for the most
Yep.
part. It's so far it doesn't seem to be a bad port. It has ultra wide support. It does have ultra wide
Yeah,
support, so
I seen you asking about that.
I'm
So
extremely happy about that. So yeah, and it's still got the little camera issues that I used to hate about that game.
oh no,
It still got the camera issue
the
problems.
camera's
bro.
still wonky.
The camera's still a little wonky, bro. You know what I mean? This camera
Was it like the right stick where it's just it doesn't feel like it's as fluid as it's supposed to be?
Yeah. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It don't seem like it moves at like a full like 360 motion. Almost feels like it's like
it's stiff. It's stiff. It doesn't let you go
Yeah.
turn sometimes. Just the camera's a little wonky, and it's a lot of the camera is still tied to your left stick, your movement stick. Like when you move into the direction, then the camera kind of adjusts itself. So the camera still could have used some improvement, but outside of that, the visual presentation for what I've played so far, it looks great. I'm extremely happy with it, man. The cutscenes, it seems like they turned it up or they redid it. It looks really good. The cutscenes are not
all the blood and dismemberment is still there.
The gore and yep.
You used to be fighting dudes with one arm like chopped off, and he's still coming at you with his other good arm.
Let me tell you something. Bro,
that was fire.
On this difficulty, bro. When they grab you, if you don't rotate your shit mad quick, bro, the damage that they do is yo, if you don't spin the stick, pause. If you don't spin the stick quickly, bro, they piece you up, bro. Holy,
they grab you and you don't gyrate fast enough, you know what I mean? They piecing you up.
They piece you up quickly, bro. I'm getting cooked at this one area, but I'm gonna get past it. That's the beauty of this game, man. Like it's just fun. It's one of those games. It's just fun. It's very old school. When you die, you straight back to your checkpoint that you were at before, man. It's a great time, man. If you've never played the Ninja Gaiden franchise, I think it's a perfect time to jump in. I know they dropped the Master Collection not too long ago.
Yeah, it was a few years ago.
A year or two ago. Which was a decent collection. It was the Sigma games, but
yeah. The first Sigma was cool. I think the second one, but even if you got the second one now remastered, so you could just play that one. But
yeah,
the first Sigma was
exactly. So it's honestly great, man. And you know, it's for a franchise like this to make a return. It does warm my heart because as someone who grew up with this franchise, especially playing on the OG Xbox, playing Ninja Gaiden Black, if you don't know one thing about me, once again, I'm a real big fan of Dead or Alive. I legit grew up playing Dead or Alive. Played all the Dead or Alive, Dead or Alive 2, Dreamcast, Classic, Dead or Alive Ultimate. So, you know, these are Team Ninja, you know, holds a special place pretty much for me in my childhood growing up. I played a lot of their games growing up. And I'm really, really happy about this. Hopefully this means that we are going to see a Dead or Alive 7 at some point in time. All the fucking DLC costumes that they sold, they better make Dead or Alive 7, bro. Like, we need that, bro.
They didn't announce a new Dead or Alive game?
Dead or Alive 6. Dead or Alive 6 was the last one that released on the PS4 Xbox One generation.
Okay.
Honestly, the fact that we've been getting Dead or Alive games for a franchise that's probably not as popular as it once was back in the day, it's still a huge surprise. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna support it. Anytime they drop a Dead or Alive, a Ninja Gaiden, I'm right there. I'm buying that shit day one.
Yeah. Shit, this is like the year of Ninja Gaiden, so if these games do well, I could definitely see them bringing maybe a Dead or Alive or something like that back.
Yeah.
For sure, because we got the future Ninja Gaiden game that we're going to talk about, and then they got the side-scroller game that looks good.
Yeah, it's a big year for Hayabusa, bro. Real big year. So yeah, I've been playing that as well as, you know, Square Enix did bless your boy, sent me a review code copy for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on PC.
Oh, word?
And
I didn't know they was generous over there.
yeah, appreciate it. And quick impressions about that. Yeah, I thought the PS5 Pro version was a night and day difference from the base, which it is. But this one on PC, to no one's surprise, right? Like it looks even
another night and day difference.
It's a much sharper. Yeah. It's a much sharper. You see it in the foliage, in the close by distance. Because I still felt that way about the PS4 Pro version. I felt like the image quality when it comes to the foliage, the grass could look a little bit better. But it's pristine on PC when you're playing that shit maxed out, bro.
Yeah.
Pristine. And I'm getting
How's the popping?
the pop so far. I'm so early, a little bit early in the game, so I don't want to definitively say anything. I can let you know a little bit later, but like I'm still doing the flashback area. I'm still in the flashback area. I haven't really got into like the open world with, after leaving Midgard type shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the area that I'm in, the pop-ins haven't been as noticeable as it used to be. But I'm gonna wait till I get to the real main open world to finally say
the grassy lands and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. The performance so far too. I'm getting really good performance on the RTX 4090, 9950X. I'm getting anywhere between 120 frames per second, depending on what's on the screen. You know, like if I'm having a lot, like some enemies on the screen, then I see a dip usually to maybe 100 frames. Usually when nobody's on the screen and I'm just traveling with the party, it's been at like 120, and that's without DLSS. So the performance seems to be good. Only negative I'm gonna say so far about that is no ultra wide support. Something's up with Square Enix when it comes to Final Fantasy and ultra wide support. They did this with 16. They did this with Final Fantasy 7 Remake, and now Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. No ultra wide support. So
did they ever patch it into any of those games?
Nope.
Wow, what the fuck is what's that beef with ultra wide?
I don't know what the beef is. Like, yo, I feel like we're in 2025. Like, if you're releasing a AAA game on PC, it needs to have ultra wide support. Like, what are we doing? At this point in time, we need to have it, bro. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is.
What I was about to ask?
I know I went on for a bit, but I definitely still want to hear what you play, bro. I definitely want to hear what you play.
Real quick though, before we move, I wanted to ask: does it have it has DLSS and all of those? Like,
it does have DLSS.
Okay. Yeah. And you tried DLSS? Yeah, you said you
I did try it, but I didn't really. Yeah, I took it off because.
You took it off. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. That's dope. I want to hear more about that too. I've been playing, of course, Rebirth as well. Just chipping away at getting that game done.
Yo, I downloaded like 6 months, bro.
Nah, it hasn't been 6 months. I really picked back up on that game when the Pro came out.
Oh,
so
yeah,
really like November.
Too.
Yeah, but that shit, I've been doing all the side missions, so it's gonna take me a while. Like I'm like almost 90 hours into the game. But the other game that I've been playing was the demo for the first Berserker Kazan, which is a Souls-like game that's coming out in March. And I really like this demo. I beat the demo to say the least. And it took me about 3 hours of playing it, but the art style in this game is really nice. It has like I don't know if you played Code Vein or familiar with Code Vein, but it has a similar art style to that, where it has like some cell shaded aspects to it, but it's just a really nice art style. I don't even know how to explain this art style, but it really pops with the way that this game is designed and stuff like that. But it's really straightforward. It's a linear Souls-like game, which I can appreciate. You know how I get with them open world Souls-like games.
The fact that you haven't played Elden Ring or you really haven't dived, it boggles my mind, bro. I don't know how you haven't touched that game, bro. It's fucking crazy.
This game is making me not even want to play it more because I'm like, I like this style of game where you go
we
into
gotta keep it real. Some of y'all boys just don't fuck with the From Software games like that, bro. Y'all just have to come out clean, bro. Y'all have to just come out clean. Like we ain't really fucking with From Software like that, bro. We know it's hyped. We have to pretend we like it. Y'all don't really be fucking with them games like that, bro. Come on.
Shit, I wouldn't be fucking with this game if I didn't like the From Software games. Even though this game does have better combat than the From Software games, in my opinion. But you do get like from the demo, you get like 3 weapons styles that you could choose from. Like the Great Sword is one of the styles. You got like these dual weapons where it's like a big like axe and like another like sword like weapon, and then you get like the spear. The spear so far has been my favorite. And from there you get skill trees for each of those weapons. The story is so far seems really cool. Like it seems like this guy has been like banished from his where he's from because they claim that he was trying to like plan a overtaking of the community or whatever, but they like fucking pretty much left him for dead. But he was like fused with this evil soul that basically looks for weak souls to combine with. But from that you do get like extra strength and powers from that. But so far it's good. So far I like the demo, and all the progress it carries over to the main game. So other than that, I've just been playing those two right now. And also of course, Indiana Jones as well.
Indiana Jones. I'm gonna dive deep into Indiana Jones sometime this year. Honestly, I gotta stop revisiting like memory lane and playing old games, bro. I need to beat some of these new games, bro. Like,
I know that could be hard. That could be hard because that's comfort food right there.
I love playing old games, bro. I'm one of those type of people that like. I know, like you have discussed and told us like you don't really like going back and replaying games too tough like that. But I'm one of those souls that like if it's a game I love, it's like watching a Fresh Prince episode, bro. Like it doesn't matter how much times you watch that shit. It's just good. It makes you feel happy. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel when I play some of my favorite games. Like I can go back and play some of these games. Oh, it doesn't matter if I know everything that's gonna happen. It don't matter. It's just like they just be comfort games for real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really need to stop that because I really
Yeah, you over there wasting time.
Play some of these new games that are out. I have to go back and play the shit that I love, bro. But yeah, man. Anything else you've been playing?
Nah, that's pretty much it.
All right, that's dope.
That's pretty much it. I'm probably gonna get into that Ninja Gaiden though. I definitely wanna try that out.
That's dope. That's dope. All right. So
I also downloaded the Yakuza game, Yakuza 0. I'm starting on.
Okay.
Because I want to play that new pirate game. But I gotta at least give the franchise a try. I was just gonna watch up some videos up on it, but I'm gonna give it a shot. It a shot.
Yo, once again, Yakuza's like the One Piece of gaming, bro. Like it's just scary to get into, bro.
Yeah, like
so
10,
many
30
games, bro. Like,
bro. Shit. I'm not doing the side missions, so I'm just gonna mainline the story. Fuck that.
Yeah, for real. All right, so I do want to start off this podcast by talking about a game that got a super dope trailer the other day. You know what I mean? Before we get into some of these Xbox topics, I do want to talk about this first. Phantom Blade Zero. When Phantom Blade Zero was initially announced, I had nothing but slander for the game. I don't know if Jamie remembers.
Nah, speak your truth, player. Come to the front of the congregation.
I said, I do not believe it. These Chinese developers, I don't know if I trust them. Which is kind of wild to have that kind of impressions. But I thought they just made gotcha games and some, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But after Black Myth Wukong, I should have known that maybe these guys can cook. You know what I mean? Now, these Chinese developers, low key, they might got the recipe because this Phantom Blade Zero shit look crazy. Let me go ahead and put the trailer while we discuss. So, Jmaine, what did you think of the 5-minute gameplay trailer or the 6-minute gameplay trailer that they dropped?
What you mean, like the first time I watched it, or about the 8th time I watched it? Like, what perspective do you want me to come in here from?
Nah, what's your thoughts, bro? What's your thoughts?
The first time I watched it, I was blown away because I'm looking at those animations still for this game. Wow. And I'm still like, no fucking way. I'm still like, how? Like, how are they pulling off those animations like that when it comes to the combat in this game? And I was, chopping it up with some people on the timeline. They brought it to my attention that it almost has like a Batman, Arkham, Sekiro blend of like free flow combat, but also like has great like deflection and parry moments and shit like that. And I'm looking at this game and I'm like, and then I watched the trailer like 2 or 3 more times, and I'm just dissecting like that boss fight. That boss fight design, I thought it looked great. Like to see like all the puppets and the choreography of them in unison.
Really impressive.
Yeah, like, and you watching them, and there's like a main puppet, or I guess you could probably call him the puppet master. And then he has like the main health bar at the top, but each of the other puppets have like smaller own individual health bars where you could take them down. But if you don't, keep at it, the main guy can like pick those guys back up. But then when they all back together, they performing in unison, and you can dodge the attacks, and you watching the animations. And then at the second half of the boss fight, the puppets become like the puppet master, and they pick this dude up after you beat him. Yeah. And now they're controlling him with the strings. And I'm like, yo. Yeah. And the music kicks into another gear when you get to that second phase. I love that when they do that in so many games because it almost makes it feels like 2 boss fights in one. and the music was fire. Animations look great. A few knocks that I have, which are not major, is just that I want to see them incorporate more attention to detail into this game when it comes to like the slash marks on the enemies, because it has blood and stuff like that. But you doing all that slashing, I want to see some of that showcase itself either on the enemy or on the player itself. But not a major deal because the game looks absolutely fantastic.
It's like some Devil May
And
Cry shit. Like even Devil May Cry don't really have that type of attention to
yeah,
detail when it
yeah,
comes to their enemies. Well, I see what you're
right.
saying. Once again, watch the trailer. I'm extremely impressed. It does give me, it gives me vibes of a Black Myth Wukong mixed with Sekiro. That's like the vibes that I kind of get out of it. Once again,
Okay.
just like what you're saying, reiterating, the choreography in this game is really really impressive. I think that's what really got me thinking like, yo, like how is this real, bro? Like just the way the character moves, a lot of attention has went into the animation work of this game. And as someone who's played hack and slash their entire life, this is definitely impressive. This is definitely impressive stuff.
For sure.
I will be there day one. Do you think they get this game out in 2025?
I want to say yeah, but I don't think so. At the end of that trailer, they said that the release date for the game is going to be announced in 2025. If I'm reading into that more than I should be, it makes me feel like they're going to announce the release date this year, but it's going to be like an early 2026 game.
Next year. Next year.
Yeah, which
And this
I'm not
game,
mad.
mhm.
I want to see more too, like if it's going to be like a Black Myth Wukong where you pretty much just traverse into the next boss fight, and then the areas in between
Confirmed
are
it's
just
not a
filled with enemies.
Souls-like, right? Black Myth Wukong's not a
Right,
Souls-like, but it does have elements where enemies respawn in a sense, like after
right.
you rest. So it has that element to it, but you don't
This
lose
game is
anything
not
when you
supposed to
die.
have that.
So that's very interesting. So who knows? It might be chapter based. It could be chapter
Yeah,
based, like a Ninja Gaiden or something like that. As
there
well
was
as
a
like we
long
don't
list of
do
shit
we
that came out
know
about.
how the traversal is in this game? Whether it be
No,
like some interconnected world or something like that, or yeah, it might be stage based. It could be stage based or chapter based, right? It might not be
yeah,
one interconnected type of world where you do a whole lot of exploration. So I guess we gotta wait and see to learn more details. But from
right.
everything that we're seeing, at least what I'm seeing, they seem to have completely nailed the gameplay, the combat portion of the game, which is obviously the highlight here. You know what I mean? And
For sure.
the visual presentation does look really nice. These Chinese games and Korean games, low key got their own kind of aesthetic, yo. Like they got their own kind of
Yeah,
flair
they
and
do.
style to it, which is nice, yo. I do appreciate it. I do
Yeah.
appreciate it, man. So I think we
The
gotta look at these developers and give them a new form of respect if this is the type of AAA games that they cooking. I thought they known for really the gotcha games and the cell phone games, but if they could do this in the AAA space, that's impressive. Like let's not forget, I believe the Korean devs who shift up, right? That was their first AAA experience,
Oh
right?
yeah,
They
with Stellar
typically
Blade.
make Stellar Blade. They make mobile games.
Yep.
Black Myth
Yep.
Wukong, I'm pretty sure that was their first AAA game that they made, right?
Thanks.
I'm
So yeah,
pretty
I
sure.
think
So, someone will correct me if
yeah.
I'm wrong, but I'm 90% sure Black Myth Wukong was their first time doing a AAA game. And
Right.
S Game, once again, I think this is their first time making a AAA game. So like, yo, why are these guys cooking like
Mm-hmm.
this? Why are these guys cooking like this? It's insane.
I always
Look at
heard
this
that China was an
choreography.
untapped market, but you got to remember too, like a lot of those, like shit was banned over there for a
Yeah, a
long
lot of
time.
console gaming, right? Like console
Yeah, I
gaming
think it
stuff
wasn't
was
until like
really
2014 where like
yeah
PS4 was
recently.
even sold over there.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, the relationship between like because they was focused on mobile and PC, like that was it. So the relationship
very
between like them
talented.
making
Wow,
console games and shit like coming over and coming out now, it kind of lines up. And speaking to your point about the Chinese devs cooking, a report came out that Phantom Blade Zero actually received a substantial investment following the success of Black Myth Wukong. So, especially seeing how the Chinese supported that game, people looked at Phantom Blade Zero as like the next one up in terms of the big games out of China.
that's
So they
good, man.
actually
Good for them, bro.
yeah, they actually
Good
had
for
to
them.
turn down potential backers because there was so much. Like they already had like already investments of people that
Good
were
for
like
them.
putting money and sources into the game. So maybe those investments will help this come out in but I say, let them take their time and you really
Yeah,
optimize the game because that's another thing. Like The Stellar Blade was really well optimized, I would say. Black Myth Wukong, I don't think that's a
Could
well
have been a little bit
optimized
better.
game.
Yeah, could have been
Yeah, I
better.
mean, I'm looking at benchmarks for the raw performance on the 5090, and that shit is still not even like
Yeah,
hitting
it's
fucking
very taxing,
60 FPS without frame generation.
especially if you're maxing it out. Like if you're maxing that
Right.
game out, if you play Black Myth Wukong without ray tracing, you actually get pretty good performance. You know what I mean? But when you turn on that ray
Right.
tracing, it tanks your performance. So overall,
Mhm.
like I wouldn't say it's a badly optimized game. It's just very taxing. I don't know why. I think it is just Unreal Engine
Nigga, that's
5. Like
optimization.
no, but they do be saying Unreal Engine 5 is be like that though. Like it just be mad demanding on hardware and stuff like that. But once again, like if you do turn off the ray tracing settings, Black Myth actually runs really damn good. At least on my computer. And when I've tried it with ray tracing off, this shit runs pretty good. So
Yeah, ray tracing is heavy. It's heavy,
definitely
but
very,
it's
very
here to stay. It's
definitely
definitely here to
very
stay.
heavy. Yeah, so Phantom Blade Zero, man, is gonna be releasing on PS5 and PC. I don't think this is gonna be some sort of staggered release. I think they're both coming out at the same time.
Okay. Yeah, if I had to bet, it's coming out at the same time. Yep.
Okay. All right. So before we move on to the developer direct, did we cover the game cancellations last podcast? I do not remember.
We covered yes, the God of War live service game from Blue Point, and we don't know what Ben was working on, but we did cover what they got canceled.
So all right, so we got a new one. So we got a new one to
Since
talk about
then, yeah, it's a potential new one. We hearing that the NC Soft's Horizon MMORPG was seemingly canceled. Now, for those that don't know, there's potentially 2 Horizon multiplayer games in the works. There was an MMORPG being made by NC Soft. I think actually PlayStation announced a partnership with them a few years back. Your boy Jim Ryan, I think, was in that picture, announcing a partnership with them to make an MMORPG.
Hold on, real quick.
Then,
I think I'm on the side. I'm starting to shift over to the side that.
Yes,
you know what I mean, they might have pushed the boy out the building, bro. I think I'm shifting over to the side.
Bro, you see it now, dog.
They gave him
all
the
of these cancellations.
They gave him the graceful. You know what I mean? Just retire, buddy. Just retire.
Yeah.
Buddy. They might have touch the shoulder. We're gonna make it pretty, but just retire, dog. We're gonna get a cookie with your face on it and throw you a party. But this will be your last year working with us at PlayStation. I think they gave him one of those low key. I'm starting to believe that now, bro, because this is unprecedented. It's really just a culture shift. It seems like a big culture shift is happening at PlayStation, where the initiative, there was a big initiative for obviously live service games, and it seems that they're pulling back, and just the timing of everything, it does, with Jim Ryan leaving and stuff like that, the timing of everything is a little suspect. Maybe they told him to just, you know what I mean, step down. We're going to treat you nice, step down. We throw you a party and shit like that. But you ain't working here no more. We ain't working here no more. Yeah. Because everything.
I mean, if Shuhei is anything like to believe, they seem like they went and got a budget for all of these live service games. And if Jim Ryan is the head guy there, hit the fan where it's not working out for most of them, then you gotta go. You gotta go. You've been here long enough. So like you said, we're gonna give you the grace of being able to retire, get your benefits and stuff like that. But we put you in charge of this initiative, and the shit is bad for the most part. So it's time to get some new fresh faces in here, some new ideas and ideologies and stuff like that. And a lot of the guys, like we see with Ted Price, like he's retiring. Like a lot of the 30-year guys, Shuhei Yoshida, he was a 30-year guy as well. It
makes sense too. Like
a lot of the 30-year guys are gone.
Some people see that and say, "Oh, sinking shit," but that's not really the case. You got to remember that, how bro, people leave their job all the time, bro. You know what I mean? Like that's nothing new. If you've been working at a company for 30, 40 years, 35 years, people are gonna retire, like they're gonna retire eventually. No one's gonna be there forever, type shit. You know what I mean? So there's also that. But the Jim Ryan stuff does seem a lot of such, just because the company direction seemed to have shifted. You know what I'm saying? I think we haven't put enough credence and enough. We haven't talked about this enough, that maybe Concord is the cause of all of this. Maybe Concord did more damage to maybe Concord maybe did more damage to PlayStation than we thought. Like in terms of the live service initiative, maybe that game really like. Well, we heard what they were talking about it internally as like their new Star Wars franchise, right?
Right,
They were
right.
talking
The
about
future
it
of
big.
PlayStation and shit like that.
Yeah, so maybe that game flopping the way it did, really being taken off the store shelf, can't even purchase that shit. Maybe the type of money that they lost with that shit made them reevaluate everything type shit. Like,
I could believe that.
Yo,
I could
like
believe
this
that.
shit failed so bad. We dumped mad money into this. The rumor was 400 million or something stupid like that, or 200 million,
Yeah.
400 million, anywhere
At least
between
probably
there.
200 million,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah,
I think anywhere
especially with the
between there.
accusation and all of that too. Like they bought the studio,
Yeah,
so they had
exactly.
high hopes into that.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
you got to look at the people that actually felt like that was a great idea to spend that money on them, and then be like, "Hold on, now y'all done,
Yeah,
y'all
so
done got
that
us investing this much money, and this shit don't even last 2 weeks,
yeah,
nigga.
so
You gotta go."
the simple fact that Concord probably did mad damage to the point where they really just had to like take a look at all these other live service multiplayer games that they're working on. Honestly, like listen, I'm all for PlayStation attempting to do it, right? I already explained a million times the way I think they should go about doing it. Create new studios to do it, spend less money to do it.
Right.
But honestly, their plan in making like 13, 14 live service games at once, it was definitely not it. Like I
That was a
understand,
lot.
it was a lot. I understand that they just need one to really hit, and I guess that was the goal. But it seems to it didn't really seem to be much really beneficial. It seems like from the outside looking in, and I guess when it comes to all of that shit, and we're hearing about all these cancellations, I'm just hoping that a lot of these studios were working on, we're doing multiple projects at once. That's what I'm hoping. Like, you
Yeah,
know what I
me
mean?
too.
I'm just
Especially for
hoping.
a team like Blue Point, like it hurts
Yeah,
me to hear that they was working on a God of War live service game for the last 2 years. Like, come on, don't
yeah,
tell me that's the only thing they was doing.
yeah. I think a few the only studios where I got kind of the vibe that they might have been working on the single player game but working on the live service game only was like Bend and Blue Point. Those are the two
Yeah,
studios that seemed like they were like majority of the team was making this live service game, which is getting canceled.
yeah, because Bend, they had Days Gone, and then the management didn't even want to do Days Gone too. So you had to have him do something. So you got to imagine, yeah, that the next thing that they were making was that live service game, and they was going all in on that because they haven't had nothing since Days Gone, which was what, 2019, 2020, one of those years. And then with Blue Point, it was said that they actually helped out with God of War Ragnarok for the first 2 years after Demon Souls remake, and then they shifted over to the God of War live service game. So if those two are true, then they might not have nothing else in the works right now either.
That's what I'm saying. So maybe from those studios,
Yeah.
like Bend, we might not see Bend's game anytime soon, unless once again they were working on something secretly low key. It's been in pre-production. As for Blue Point, I could see them getting something out in the door in 2 years if once again they're making a remake. If they're making
Yeah,
some
you might
sort
have
of
to put
remake
both. You
or
might have to put both of
remaster.
them on the remakes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they're making a remake or a remaster, they could get something out in probably 2-3 years. If they're making
You
a
know what you
brand new
do?
AAA IP, I don't think
Mhm.
we're seeing a game from Sony Ben anytime soon. Then
So what do you think, like, if you had to put them on new projects that'll, get some money in and won't take as long, what would you put like both of those studios on?
I keep on. I think I said it on Twitter. I don't know if I said it on the pod, but I feel like it's a
Mm.
no brainer. I feel like the God of War trilogy. I don't know. There's been
Mm.
rumors that the Greek saga has been in development. We don't know if it's true or false. We haven't heard
Right.
any details about it at all. But I do feel like this is an easy kind of cash cow that a team like Blue Point would be perfect for. We're not talking about a whole simple remaster where you're just boosting it to 4K. I think if Blue Point got tasked to rebuild that game from the ground up, new environmental detail, new character models, new cutscenes, new voice acting, all of that fly shit, I feel like
Yeah.
like that's a good project that I think would do extremely well. And the funny thing is they could do God of War 1, 2, and 3 and just end it there. And I think those games would that's literally worked for them for years, first of all. And I think those games will perform extremely well. Someone threw out the idea of Infamous Collection 2 of the OG games,
Mm.
or Infamous 1 and 2 remake. Or at least I wouldn't mind seeing it. I don't know how well that would
I
do
don't think
today.
those would do as well as
I don't
people think.
I don't know how well it would do. Like I would love it, but I don't know how well they would do today.
I would
today's
much
climate.
prefer the God. I think the God of War joints,
I think,
especially with Blue
yeah,
Point. If they helped out with Ragnarok and they were working on the God of War live service game, they might
you
have
might as well.
familiarity
You might
with
as well
that
do the remake
engine.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
but do it in the original style. I don't want that over the shoulder The Last of Us style. We need the original. If you're doing the
Oh,
remake.
you talking about doing it as like a better looking version of the older games?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah. Not over the shoulder. No, 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 no,
not the
no,
Dad of War.
no, 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 no. Please, please. If you're doing the original, if you're doing the original, keep it as the hack and slash, action adventure style, like what we know for the original trilogy. I feel like those trilogies shouldn't be remade into the new style. I feel like that would be a kind of a turn off for me, to be honest. To be honest, that'd be a turn off.
Okay. And then what about Ben Studio? Because I ain't gonna cap. As of right now,
We're about to get Days Gone remastered. Remember that was super.
Yeah, there was a rumor. Oh,
we about to get
it all make
yo,
fucking sense
we
now.
about to get Days Gone remastered, bro.
Holy
We're about to get Days Gone.
shit. That makes perfect sense. Wow, we didn't see the fucking writing on the wall.
Maybe that's how that shit got canceled. Yo, remaster this real quick.
Because the
Remaster,
shit
we need some money.
Oh my god!
Because you gotta understand, yo, to keep the building, the lights of the building on, they gotta work on something and produce.
They gotta
something,
do something,
right?
yeah.
They gotta do
They
something. You can't just keep you employed, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you've been working on the game for a while and it got canceled. Like, yo, they're gonna give you another 5 years to do something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
How
they
you
either
feel?
putting you on to help out another studio, or you got to
Exactly.
make something yourself, like either quick or a quick
So
turnaround.
how do you feel about, Sony Ben doing like a Miles Morales Lost Legacy type of game in the sense of scale and scope? You think that would be acceptable?
Yeah, I think their next game, either if it's like a remake or a remaster, if not, then it should be in that size.
Okay.
Because I was also thinking, like, what if they tried to do like a remake for Siphon Filter and like remake the first one into like not something that's
That'd be
like
pretty dope. See, like that's something
keep it
be
linear
dope too.
but
Yeah,
you tapping back into that old IP and keep it linear, something that's not too expensive, make the visuals nice and pretty, follow the same story, maybe get some new voice acting. Of course, you got the new engine and stuff like that. I think that's something that they could put out over the next maybe 3 or 4 years that can, get them maybe back on track to doing something. And it taps back into an old IP that, like the espionage genre.
That'd be
It's
dope.
not a lot going on
Honestly, a
there.
reboot of that franchise would be pretty dope. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I think that franchise could potentially find a new audience today if it's rebooted nicely in a single player faction. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think
To be honest, I
nice.
thought that was what they was working on, like a Siphon Filter live service game, but who knows? It could have been, and it just didn't work out.
Who knows? We might get details later on down the road at some point in time. Yeah. So, circling back to the main topic.
Yep.
Right now it's still up in the air because I did also hear reports saying that it may not be canceled. This Horizon, what's the studio that's supposed to be working out called?
NC Soft.
NC Soft. All right, so this Horizon MMO might still be in development. I saw some people saying that, or like I think a job posting was still out for that game. So
Well, actually,
it might still be
the guy that made this story even a story came back around and said that he pretty much like came back and said that he doesn't know if it's canceled.
He doesn't know for sure. He doesn't know for sure.
Yeah, okay. He was just putting like pieces together from like one of those detective boards. Where it's like, okay, so this project
rumors
seems to it's still rumors. It's still
take it with a grain of salt then. But we know something is obviously happening at PlayStation when it comes to the live service initiative. They're shaking shit up, right, and making sure everything's up to snuff. Okay, so. Do you think that there's a lot of pressure today on games like Marathon and Fair Games now? Because look, it's very interesting seeing conversations rise up about Fair Games on the timeline. It seems like people are already talking about that game as if it's already a failure. Have you noticed that? Like the Fair Games conversations are not positive whatsoever. Is this the Concord effect? Is this the Concord effect? Because that game did so bad, so everyone's like, "Oh, here's PlayStation's next type of bomb multiplayer game." Like, it doesn't seem like it's getting a fair shake because we also still it got revealed. And once again, I think we discussed this before, where multiplayer games don't really translate well being revealed in a CGI fashion. They just don't
That's
translate
exactly
well,
where I was
right?
about to go.
Like I feel like
Yep.
you don't reveal a multiplayer game in CGI. I think that's a no-no. I think you need to
Yeah.
reveal a multiplayer game when you have the gameplay ready, or just don't talk about it until
And
you
they
have a
did.
slice of
They
gameplay
did.
ready.
And they did 3 games like that in one showcase. That was the last like showcase they really had in 2023. They
Yes, yes.
revealed Marathon, Concord, and Fair
And fact,
Games,
all CGI,
all
all
with
CGI.
CGI trailers.
Yeah,
What? You deserve to
yeah,
be. Whoever was in charge of that deserves to be fired alone. Like
yeah.
who thought that was a good idea?
Once again, CGI trailers. Let me tell you when CGI trailers actually work. CGI trailers work when it's already an established franchise that we know
Mm-hmm.
what's up. Obviously, we prefer gameplay. But once again, when they do The Witcher 4, a CGI trailer, clearly
Yep.
that was no game shit. But we get the idea, we understand, right? Because we have references. These new IPs, right, that we're learning about for the first time, it never translate well seeing a CGI trailer of a new IP like that. It just never translates well. So
Right.
especially if it's a multiplayer game. So they definitely should have showed those. They should have kept that in the tuck, not even talk about it until they had a gameplay presentation or at least a gameplay trailer that they can show
Yep.
along with it. I think that's what would get people excited more for a multiplayer than showing a CGI trailer of some people robbing a bank or doing a heist with some mask on. So, once again, I
Yeah.
hope the game turns out to be fantastic. I hope it turns out to be a great multiplayer. God knows that we need some great multiplayers and some fun ones today. But I've
Yeah, I'm
just
just not
made the
ready to write
observation.
those games
Yeah, I
off
made an
until I see the
observation that a
gameplay.
lot of people have already talking shit about those games when we do not know nothing about them. I've noticed that.
Yeah, that not marathon, the Fair Games trailer, it's not looking good over there. Because that's the only
Like
thing to go off of for that game. So like the conversation in the comments is
it
they
doesn't.
calling it yeah, they calling it Concord 2
See what
Electric
I'm saying?
Boogaloo. Like it's
Yo,
over
that's
like
what
in terms of the
yo
perception
the
right now.
Concord effect is real. Imagine a game failing so bad. Now your other multiplayer games are getting crucified because of that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Imagine if Concord came out and it was fantastic. Then I'm pretty sure the Fair Games conversation probably wouldn't be what it is today. Because that game
But you
was
know
just
what's
solely shit on off the
yeah.
rip. Now, yo, Fair Games is really getting the back end of that. But it doesn't leave a window of opportunity, Jmaine. Because if that game does end up impressing, then it could really go. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine if it
It has
surprises people.
a big hill to climb. But you know what I was about to say? Like, I know Concord was easily like the worst fucking flop of all time. The
It's bad, yeah. It was bad.
what I will say is how come PlayStation doesn't get any grace with Helldivers 2 when it comes to live service games as well?
I don't
Is it
know.
because
I don't
it's
know.
not first party? Like it's not a directly owned PlayStation game? Not game, excuse me, studio. But Helldivers 2, on the other hand, is one
It
of
was a
the
massive success.
greatest. Yeah, it was one of the greatest multiplayer successes that we've seen in a long time. So
That is
you know,
true.
it's very interesting. You know, I know like the conversation around live station with all of the cancellations, the negative side is definitely
It's easy to jump on the bandwagon and be like, this shit's gonna flop too, bro. You know what I mean?
right.
It's really
But
easy
then
to
you
do
also
that.
have Helldivers, which it has its up and downs, but for the most part, it's very successful in terms of a live service game from
Real
PlayStation.
successful.
So that's why I'm just not ready to write off things until
Yeah,
I
me
see
too.
it.
I'm
I
not
gotta
ready
see it.
to call Fair Game shit. I just have no opinion about it. Cause what kind of opinion can we have about it? All we know is some sort of is it an extraction shooter? Is it some heist type of? Is it pay? I don't even know what the fuck it
We
is.
don't even know.
That's what I'm
We don't
saying. Like, you
even
know what I'm
know.
saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, those type of trailers really do nothing for me. Like, those type of CGI trailers are not good, bro. And I think PlayStation, if I had one sort of advice, yo, if y'all doing multiplayer games, do not reveal your multiplayer games like that. Do not reveal your it's a bad look. People never translate well, especially if it's a new IP. If you came out and you did a Resistance like multiplayer, at least we have something to go by,
Right.
right? To like it's an established franchise that we know something about. But when it's a new IP, it's never a good look. It's never a good look. So
Yeah,
I guess
I'm looking at the
we're gonna wait
blog
and see.
post for it. Like they said Fair Games came from a desire to create a new type of PvP game with emergent sandbox gameplay. That's it. Like that's all they're really saying. Like we don't even know. So yeah. I feel you.
Well, we should learn. The game's scheduled to come out this year, right? Isn't it
Yeah.
not? So we should learn about it soon in a state of play, probably in the next month or two. I think there's a rumor going around that a state of play is happening in February. It seems believable if you're just looking at timelines of things, right?
Yeah.
Typically,
Hopefully they
PlayStation
learned
does a state of play around them times, anyways.
Hopefully they truly did learn from Concord, and like if this game is planning to come out within like actually I would say if the state of play is in February, this game don't need to be coming out until at least September, because from that state of play, what we need to see is an in-depth version of the gameplay. We need the beta to be announced right then and there so that people can get their hands on it and do whatever they got to do as far as feedback and shit like that. That way they have time to tweak the game if need be, and then maybe put that shit out at the end of the year. And if it's not ready, delay the shit. Like blank period at this point. So same goes for Marathon.
I just hope they didn't. From that either. I just hope they didn't spend as much money as developing fair games like they did Concord. Like once again, like these games really do not need to be that like they shouldn't be on the same, like it shouldn't be as expensive of developing an Uncharted or God of War. That's what I'm saying. Like these multiplayer games, like why are you spending that much money, making a multiplayer game that's multiplayer only costs as much as fucking like a AAA cinematic. It shouldn't cost that much.
With all those cinematics and shit like that.
Yeah, the fact that we're hearing like Concord costed up to, once again, from 200 to possibly $400 million to make is fucking nuts. Why does it even cost that much? That's insane.
Yeah. All right, look at the multiplayer games that are successful and look like outside of Call of Duty. Those other games did not cost as much to make. Marvel Rivals looked like a fucking mobile game, and that shit is the best thing smoking right now. So like
crazy. It's going absolutely crazy right now. All right. We are gonna get to the Xbox Developer Direct. I definitely kind of want to save it a little bit. I want to get some of these topics out the way. I do think we got another super chat donation from T Dummy. I appreciate it. He says, shout out to my guy Dave Blunts. I mean Jmaine.
Oh, that's disrespectful.
That's disrespectful. They say they gain weight. Holy.
Listen, I know I gained weight, but I ain't no fucking Dave Blunts. That motherfucker out there got a fucking bacon grease in his IV drip at the hospital. Hey, no, don't play with me like that.
Shout out to everyone tuning into the podcast live. We currently have 95 concurrent viewers tuning in. Appreciate it. Go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't, man. Let's see if we can get close to 100 likes before this broadcast is over. All right. Let's talk about MPDs real quick. I don't want to spend too much time with MPDs, but
okay.
I want to primarily focus on the top selling games of 2024 because we did get that list, right? We did get that list of the best selling games of 2024 in America. Can we hear some of that?
Yes. Where the hell did I put that link? Oh, here it is. Okay. So shout out to Matt Piscatella. He's over on Blue Sky now. If you're wondering where to find him, he quit Twitter. But top selling games for MPD for the whole year of 2024. And just to give it some context, this is the US. This is ranked in dollar sales. It's physical games and digital from the digital publishers that share their data. So for instance, Nintendo does not share digital data with MPD. Yeah. So you can expect the games that they have listed could be higher. As well as, I don't think the Black Myth Wukong devs or publishers share their data either, because as much as that game sold, I don't see it anywhere on this list. It should be somewhere on this. So it was on the PlayStation list.
They probably don't report to MPD since it's American, right? Isn't it not that?
Yeah, that could be it. That could be it.
Or something like that, right? Because we knew they did come out and say, yo, we sold like 10, 15 million copies at some point in time, right? Then they report like a crazy number, like something like that.
I thought it was 20 million.
Was it 20 million? Holy, bro.
Let me see.
That's insane, yo. They really
20 million copies in the first month.
Wow, very impressive. So that would make it one of the best selling games, and it should be.
Yeah,
it should be there, man. So,
but this is US, so I know a lot of the sales was over.
Yeah,
but let's get into it. Top selling games. I mean, Call of Duty was number one. No surprise there. No surprise, they said that this marks the 16th consecutive year that Call of Duty was the best selling game in dollar sales, excluding add-on content. For the MPD. The number 2 game on the list was EA Sports college football,
Wow.
which actually ended up being the best-selling sports video game in U.S. history.
That's that's so interesting to me because in our tight knit community, bro,
Yeah.
do you see anybody talk about that? At least for me,
Not
I don't
anymore.
See nobody,
Not
I don't
anymore.
see nobody talking about that shit, bro.
When it
for a game
first
to do
came
that
out,
well, that's crazy.
It was definitely it was the talk of the town when it first came out. Hell yeah, everybody was talking about that shit.
I don't even think I even seen it then.
Oh really?
My algorithm, even my algorithm,
all of the people that I know play like 2K and Madden. That college football was the game to play at that time. One thing I did notice though, it didn't seem like it had as much conversation in terms of like best sports games. When it came to like the end of the year stuff, I don't even think it was nominated at the game. If I'm not mistaken, like I don't even think it was there for a game to be like some like a cultural moment like it was. I thought it should have been, and it did well. Helldivers 2 ranked at number 3 for best selling.
I saw you going back and forth about somebody when it comes to Helldivers. Who are you going back and forth? Was it Big Cloud? Was it Big Cloud? Was it Big?
Shout out, yeah, it was Big Cloud. Shout out to Big Cloud. We was going back and forth because he made a tweet about basically saying that shout out to the PC gamers for showing what support looks like when it comes to Helldivers 2.
Absolutely. Love to see it. What's your beef? What's your beef with acknowledging that PC gamers legit was a big part of the reason why Helldivers 2 was a massive success? Why can't you swallow that pill, Jmaine, and just accept that Helldivers 2, if it wasn't for the PC release, it probably wouldn't be on that list? Why can't you just accept that, bro?
I don't agree with that because so you think
without the PC release, you think Helldivers would have been number 3? Are you nuts?
Oh, on MPD? On MPD?
Yeah. You think
No. I don't think it would have been number 3. It would have made the list for sure. It would have made the list for sure.
20? It what? 19? 18?
Probably,
20?
It could be. It would have still made the list. But so my point is, I acknowledge full-fledged that the PC game.
That shit helped.
The game probably did 70-30 if we want to keep it a thou wow at this point. And probably the 70-30 split between PC and fucking PS5. But you cannot tell me that PlayStation gamers didn't support this game it shows up as number 3 on the PlayStation list in the US for most downloaded games for the year.
Absolutely did.
That's not a game that says to me that PlayStation gamers didn't support it. Now, if you want to say the PC gamers made it poppin', you want to say the PC gamers made it a cultural moment, yada yada. That's cool.
I was gonna get into that. Okay.
But people still have to buy it, bro. They still have to buy it, regardless of who made it. What people still have to go out and buy the game. So to say that it wasn't supported on PlayStation is false because even that 12 million that it did was way beyond their wildest expectations. So even if the game was only on PlayStation, I want to say and did like 2-3 million, I guarantee you that's a success. That's a successful launch for that type of game. Because look at the first game.
Look at this one. This one.
Look at probably what the budget was.
Yeah.
It did way better. So even if it did, even if it was at the bottom of the NPD or wasn't as high on the PlayStation charts, the game still got supported. So I just think there's a line between PC gamers putting the game on a catastrophic like fucking level and the game being supported itself like in general by the PlayStation community. But you know, seeing it at number 3 here, it was like number 3 on the PlayStation list. It was number 4 in the EU. So I'm just happy the game got supported. Going back to what we was talking about, this game probably cost a fraction of what Encore did.
I was just about to bring that up. Like Helldivers, even just with the content that was available in the game, you can't imagine. I'll be blown away if Helldivers costs $100 million to make. I'll be blown away if that's a fact.
Yo, I was thinking that same thing earlier.
If it costs $100 million to make, I'll be blown away because it doesn't seem like $100 million game. But you clearly could tell it made a stupid amount of money with what it did. You know what I mean?
Like look at doing the math real quick. My fault for cutting you off.
Go ahead.
It sold 12 million within the first month, I think it was. If you do the math and just say all of those copies were $60, I know some were more because PlayStation is 70. I think it's 60 on PC. That's $720 million.
Yeah, they made a shit
in revenue.
They made a
like, come on. Even if the game did cost $100 million to make, like that shit made way more than it was supposed.
Yeah. And once again, it is a games as a service, and they do got a storefront, and they are selling stuff at the storefront. So overall, they probably made a whole lot on the back end of that game, and it was a massive. Clearly, it was a massive success. for them. So, Helldivers being at number 3 on MPD, yo, salute to the studio. You know what I mean? I'm sure PlayStation and the team behind it is extremely happy about that.
For sure. Continuing with the list, Dragon Ball Spark and Zero, ranked in at number 4 for the year.
Stop playing with Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball was the 4th biggest game of the fucking year. Stop playing with Dragon Ball. Stop playing with Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball fans. Yo, we out here. Y'all did y'all job, man. Salute to everyone who bought Spark and Zero. Salute. You know what I mean? Us of the Dragon Ball Z coalition, salute you, bro. You know what I mean? Respect.
For comparison's sake, Tekken 8, number 18.
Love to fucking see it. Tekken 8 is fantastic, but stop playing with Dragon Ball, bro. Stop playing with Dragon Ball. We out here. Yo, we outside, bro. We outside.
And then we start to get into some more of the usual suspects. 2K25, number 5. Madden 25, number 6. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3.
Which is fucking
2023
crazy.
game, number 7.
Crazy.
EA Sports Football Club, which is the soccer game, number 8. It was actually an interesting report about this game too that we might touch on later if we have time. Shout out to Elden Ring, number 9. DLC putting in work. What else? They had EA Sports MVP bundle, which was Madden and Madden and the college game put together. So people bought that as a bundle as well. Shout out to Hogwarts Legacy, number 11 on the 2024 list.
Wow.
Still on the list. It didn't even get the major DLC.
IP. You see how powerful IP is? And brand, which we're going to talk about a little bit on the thing. Look what brand do, bro, and IP do. That shit's so powerful. That shit still made it on this list. That's fucking nuts. All right,
a whole year later. Dragon's Dogma 2, number 12. WWE 2K24, number 13. MLB The Show, number 4.
Man, that's the casuals territory, bro. Casuals territory. Who's
GTA 5. Minecraft. Interesting. Incredible. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth was number 17. I wanted to pay close attention to how this game did on the charts because after the release month, I found it hard to find this game charting again, even on the PlayStation download list. So it just doesn't seem like this game did as well.
So maybe that's why we're hearing all these interviews from Square Enix people saying, like some of the heads there, whether it be producers or developers, saying some sort of shit like, yo, Final Fantasy Part 3, yo, this is going to be a multi-platform release. Pretty much they're kind of giving that kind of sentiment that they're kind of straying away from exclusivity. The way Square Enix be complaining about sales, yo, honestly, if someone's not funding your game, you should just release it everywhere possible, bro, because they be complaining about their sales of the games too much. You know what I'm saying?
I still think Square Enix thinks their games are bigger than they are. I think that's their biggest problem right now.
Well, they have very prestigious IP. You know what I'm saying? They have some IP under their company that are prestigious, like a Dragon Quest. Yeah, they're not doing Call of Duty numbers, but when you know the history of like a game like Dragon Quest, right? And it being like one of the first JRPGs to exist type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they have very prestigious titles. So maybe that's why they feel entitled to more sales, or they think that they're bigger than they actually are. But once again, I think it's for companies like Square Enix, how they move around and how they're always talking about sales. I think if someone's not funding your game on some fucking Ninja Gaiden 4 type shit, if someone's not funding your game directly like that, on some Death Stranding type shit, like how Sony's doing it with that, then I think you should aim for a multi-platform release and release it on PC, PlayStation, fuck it, Switch 2, Xbox, do as much as you can. I think that company should go for that. They shouldn't really lock down their games to exclusives because they stay complaining about fucking sales and shit.
Right. Speaking of that report, though, since you brought it up with Final Fantasy 7, I do think people are reading that wrong, but do you think the Part 3 is going to release like day and date with PC and like consoles and stuff like that?
I don't see Part 3 releasing on Xbox or Switch if the other two games are not there by the time it comes out. You understand what I'm saying? That'd be so fucking random. But I could see them not staggering the release between PC and PlayStation anymore. I'm already been saying by PS6, I think this day one shit is going to really kick off between even more. It's already happening now, but I think it's going to be more prolific that the PS6 generation between games releasing day one on PlayStation and PC. So maybe this could be a setup for that, where the game will just come out on both. Like at this point, like fuck it. Like I don't see what's gonna deter it. They might as well just release it on fucking both at this point. You know.
Yeah.
So
I think
I can see
at
part
this
3
point,
being that type of release.
Right. I think at this point, the only thing that could be holding part 3 to PlayStation 5 and some type of exclusivity is if they had a deal from the beginning, before these games even came out, that these were released first on PlayStation. Because you remember when first remake was announced, they was like first on PlayStation, but then we found out that remake was going to be parts. So I don't know if they worked something out or if that's still a thing where the first on PlayStation is a thing. But outside of that, everything else that Square Enix has been saying is that they're going to put in their games everywhere.
It seems like this shit. It seems like the latest conversation surrounding them is like shifting to more of a multi-platform type of release cadence that they're going for. It seems like they're gonna cut. Drew too, shout out to you in the chat. He says Kingdom Hearts 3 dropped on Xbox before the prior games. That's actually a good point, by the way. That's a good point. I just wanted to point you out there.
Did it really?
I think that is true.
First.
I think that may be true. I think 3 came out on Xbox and the collection came after. So that'd be pretty weird. That's a weird situation if they did.
But we got rumors that those 2 games, Rebirth and Remake, are coming to Xbox.
Which they will
between this year and next year, and then I think it's gonna come to Switch too as well.
Those games are not gonna be quote unquote console exclusive forever, bro. Like if you haven't noticed, like all the Final Fantasy games come to Xbox, like eventually. Like they just don't come day one. Like they haven't been.
I do think though, people are reading this report wrong only because it sounds like the question was asked like how 7 Remake was a PS4 exclusive until they did the Integrate version, which then came to PS5, and then 7 Rebirth would be a PS5 exclusive. So they was asking, well, then now whatever comes after Rebirth be a PS6 exclusive. So I think he was saying like, no, it won't be a PS like a next generation exclusive.
As in the game is part 3 is gonna come out before this generation is over.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. It's gonna come out, or it could be like cross gen. You know what I'm saying? Like it might be on both generations or something like that at the time of release.
It might be one of those.
I do think.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Now, I was gonna say I do think what we were talking about is a valid thing, that they are going multi-platform. So we'll see like how that lines up with what's going on with the part 3.
Okay. All right, cool. So you want to finish up the list of whatever it be, just top 10, or did you
yeah. 18 as I said with second. No, I'm almost done. I'm almost done.
All right, cool.
19 was Spider-Man 2 and 20 was 2K24.
That's good. So those are the top 20 best-selling games of 2024, and there you have it, man. There you have it. Okay.
No Astrobot in the top 20. No Astrobot in the top 20.
Well, that's not really a surprise. But the month of December, right? The month of December, it was higher than Indiana Jones.
Yeah, it was number 8 for Astrobot was number 8 for the month of December.
That's
so
the month it released.
Over the holidays.
Is that the month that it released or no? Am I tweaking?
No. It came out. Was it November? Fuck the Astrobot.
Okay, so but Indiana Jones released December, or am I tweaking?
Oh yeah, yes. Indiana
Which one
Jones
happened?
did release. Indiana Jones was in December. Astrobot was in September. So this Astrobot saw a hike for holiday season. It definitely did.
Saw a hike for holiday season, and actually the month of release of Indiana Jones, it beat Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Okay,
but
so
I always find it hard to gauge.
I do want to talk about
Game
this
Pass
real quick.
games, man.
I do want to talk about this because there was a report until later they came out and quote unquote debunked it that Call of Duty. Did you see the report about Call of Duty not really driving Game Pass subscribers? Did you see a report?
Oh yeah.
I think Insider Gamer posted an article.
It to do.
Yeah, and someone came out and debunked it as they would. They probably don't want that type of news out there, whether it's true or false. But okay, I'm just saying, Indiana Jones launched on Steam, and the concurrent players, which we can always go by that, but the concurrent players was 12K, the highest. I think it peaked at 12K.
Really?
It's kind of it peaked at 12K, which is kind of low on Steam. It's kind of low, but we already know the game's on Game Pass, right?
Right.
We already know the game's on Game Pass. So is that a lot of people played it on Game Pass and subscribed to Game Pass, or see that's the thing that's
the game didn't do as well.
Yeah, that's what the thing that's always curious to me. Listen, I read a report. I don't know if they said about 2027 or 2030. I have to go and double check. But Microsoft wants 100 million. That was their goal. 100 million Game Pass subscribers. They
What
want
year?
100. Let me see what year they wanted it by. Because
Yeah.
the shit didn't seem like, yo, they're going to hit that, bro.
Right.
Game Pass. I know I read that somewhere. They want to, I think it was like 2027 or 2030.
Oh, it says before 2030. Before 2030.
See, okay. See,
Reportedly.
yeah, Microsoft CEO reportedly wants Xbox Game Pass subscribers to reach 100 million subscribers by 2030. Bro, the last reported was around like 30 million.
Yeah.
30 million, 35 million. Let's just give or take. Bro, do you
don't see
know
how
how
they
much
hit 100
fucking
million.
subscribers that they need, bro, to get to 100 million by 2030? I don't
Yeah.
know, man. Because
that's not happening.
if Call of Duty didn't get it done, if Call of Duty doesn't get it done, Jmaine, then what's gonna get it done? What's gonna get it done?
Nothing.
That's what I'm saying. If
Nothing.
Call of Duty don't get it done, what's really gonna not? What's really
Yeah,
gonna
making
get
that shit free. Making it free or dropping the price dramatically. But yeah, it's not. Call of Duty can't do it. Nothing will. The biggest fucking game in the world every year. GTA or Red Dead, like that might help, but they're not getting that shit in Game Pass like at launch or nothing like that.
And that leads me
Nothing.
to our next conversation as we are about to talk about the Xbox Developer Direct. This leads me our last conversation. I was on a timeline also reading. You made a tweet, Jmaine, about man, the games that we've seen at the Developer Direct. Man, if Microsoft just put them on, made them a console exclusive or made them exclusive, man, they might not be. You know what I mean? Like you're insinuating.
Yeah, you might
that,
actually
like,
you might actually see the console doing good at this point in the trajectory as far as when they first started like acquiring these developers, and now that the games are actually coming and they got some big bangers under their belt. Yeah, you might actually start to see the console actually doing well for itself and hitting the potential marks that it could as far as generation.
I think personally, this is my personal opinion, and I've spoken about this on this podcast. I think it is right now for Microsoft's current situation. I think it might be a little bit too late for that route. I think that route is it's over. I know you.
Do you feel that if
go ahead?
I would say, do you feel like if, say for instance, when they first started buying these studios, and we was all under the assumption that these games are all going to be exclusive. But that's the what was the other, Ninja Theory and all them other,
Obsidian.
and then they eventually got Obsidian, but then they got into legal shit with the Activision, and we found out they couldn't make. But if it was under that like ideology that all of this shit would be exclusive, do you think that the console would be doing better?
Honestly, it would the problem is because you did bring up the point of like, just lock Call of Duty on the Xbox and that shit's out of here. But I'm
console,
I think that might not be it. I don't think that can help. Jmaine, there's a huge Call of Duty fan base that if Black Ops 6 was exclusive to the Xbox, that if they had the funds, they'll probably buy an Xbox and go play. But I honestly feel like if Microsoft did that approach, they'd probably lose way too much money. I think more money would be lost than customers would be gained. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think at this point you're probably right about that. But the way I was looking at it is like motherfuckers was buying Xboxes to play Call of Duty for map packs. Like at that time when Xbox 360 was the shit to have for the multiplayer games, people didn't have no problem. I know consoles are way more like that, but people didn't have no problem going where they needed to go just to play shit first, or just to play shit at all.
But you know what? I think you're not putting in the equation. I think you're underestimating today what kind of reactions and blowback would happen. You don't think the blowback would be massive if all of a sudden Black Ops 6 is no longer coming out on PC anywhere? We're gonna release it on the console, right? We want to sell the console, so fuck it, let's lock into the console. Series X. I think you don't think the blowback would be massive if that were to be announced by casuals and niggas who were broke and who can't afford? You don't think the blowback would be like bad? It would be like the PR. You don't think that would be a PR nightmare? That's what my question for you. You think Microsoft bought them now, so we have to just deal with it. You think that's just the reaction that will come out today. The way social media is and shit like this, I think that might do irreparable damage maybe to Call of Duty if that were to happen.
I think the blowback would be big.
You know, look how social media is today. The blowback would be huge.
Oh yeah, it would be big. It would be big. But I think with Call of Duty, the thing that softens the blowback is that it's damn near refreshed every single year. So it's not like we was talking about Minecraft on the timeline. Like Minecraft is a platform. They didn't come out with a Minecraft 2 or they didn't come out with a Minecraft Black Ops 6. Like that platform,
because I brought that
carries over like for everything. Everything is just one platform and you build on that. With Call of Duty, they do have some things that do carry over. For the most part, people are starting fresh whenever time a new iteration comes out.
Understood.
So I think for that, like that year, people might be like, oh yeah, I'm not fucking with Call of Duty. They got exclusive. But I think over time, people would. You're right. They would lose money.
So they would lose a lot though. That's my whole point.
They would lose money.
The people that won't cross over, typically that buy the Call of Duty every year, not everyone will cross over. I don't think this will be this. I think some people have the notion of, yo, if Call of Duty went to Xbox exclusive just on the console, not PC, yo, we're just locking down the consoles because we want to move console users. I'm telling you,
they just wouldn't play it no more?
I think some people will move. But I think a lot of people.
I think that game is way too big.
I think a lot of people won't. Yo, bro, I think you're underestimating. Yo, bro, there's people are still buying PS5s today. You got to remember that. There's still people just entering the next generation console. You have to understand that we are extremely privileged and how we care deeply about this shit. But there's a lot of people that they don't jump as fast. Look how long it takes for a console to get to 100 million. So look how long it takes a console to get 90 million. So look how long the transition period is for a lot of people, J-Main. Really,
because they not giving niggas reasons to buy
bro,
these shits, bro.
I think it's a financial. I think it's an economical and financial problem. I don't even think it's just
niggas,
that of a
at
software
this point
thing,
in the generation, niggas gonna find a way. We 5 years into this shit. Niggas gonna find a way after 5 fucking years. If you can't find a way after 5 fucking years, then you got bigger problems.
Bro, people are still, remember,
you got bigger problems.
PlayStations are still selling consoles to new customers today, bro. Let's not forget that. Not everybody who wants a PlayStation already has one. People are still selling the fucking console. You have to, you know what I'm saying?
But so for the people that's gonna buy Call of Duties and shit like that,
so you're gonna drop.
They got consoles
over here is $800. Over here is $800 for an Xbox, unless you're gonna go for the S. Unless you're gonna go for that. Unless you're gonna go for that.
What a perfect way to sell the S. The cheapest way to play Call of Duty, and you can only play it on Xbox. Get you a fucking. That's how you sell the S. Shit, that's how you sell the motherfucking S. There you go. You just created the perfect marketing plan to sell the Series S.
You know what I think? I personally think today, in today's climate, that would be a PR nightmare. I think it would be a PR nightmare. Can you imagine? Look, because
it would feel so good.
J-Main, we're having that old school mentality of thinking. But Microsoft, like you brought up the Minecraft situation, but honestly, that's like a perfect. Minecraft is another game that's on MPD every single year. Every fucking year.
It was
Minecraft
fucking top 10
everywhere.
Top 10 this year.
So Microsoft didn't have no legal shackles stopping them from being like, yo, we're just gonna put Minecraft on Xbox. Now you have to buy it here, bitch. We have one of the most popular. We paid $1 billion. I think they paid 1.8 or something like that. $1 billion for this. Yo, we're just gonna keep it on Xbox, and this is gonna be our system seller. But why did they not do that? Why did they not do that, J-Main?
They don't got that fight in them no more, man. They lost it.
Or J-Main, if they did that, it might literally kill Minecraft. It could. Why can't you see that possible scenario that like, yo, like this might piss off a lot of people to where now this franchise is not the same no more. It's not as popular anymore. You don't think that's a possibility?
I think the Minecraft is definitely it would have, because I just think because of that point that I made. Now you're telling people that have been playing it that they can't play it no more. With Call of Duty, like I said, it refreshes every year.
The latest iteration. You just can't play the latest.
Yeah, you just can't play the new one. But like the old ones are still there. But if you want the new one, then you got to get an Xbox for it. With Minecraft, you would literally be like, nigga, you've been playing Minecraft 5 years. I'm taking that from you. You can't play this shit no more. That's a way bigger blowback than I think what the Call of Duty would be.
I think Call of Duty all of a sudden being exclusive to any one platform would be even if it was PlayStation.
Exciting. Say it, Kofi. It would be exciting.
It would be huge. it would be a huge deal. But honestly, I think they don't take that gamble, J-Main, because you think it's a for sure thing, right? If they thought they believed look, you believe that's all they need to do. But if it was such a for sure thing,
Oh, no,
if they had the capabilities, if it
Mhm.
was a for sure, then why not do it then, Jmaine? Like, it makes sense, right? You get more people on your console. That means you
Right.
sell more Game Pass. That means you sell more Xbox Live if it still exists. You sell more potential customers to buy other digital things from your storefront. So, like, if it was just this big no-brainer to do it, then why not? There must be a reason why they don't do it then. You have to think to yourself, there must be a reason why they don't do it.
Yeah,
It probably don't make financial sense to do something like that.
Financially, yeah, it's the financial
From a
shit. Like,
financial
you don't,
and on the PR level, and it's probably uncertainty because this doesn't guarantee. This doesn't absolute, Jmaine. It doesn't absolute guarantee you customers like, oh, everyone's just gonna move over and we're all gonna be happy. You don't know how a situation like that would go. You don't know how that would go. Right? I think it's too much variables. And the safe bet is that, let's just keep everything the way it is and let's just make as much money as possible. And that seems like the safest bet, right? Now we own them.
I mean,
we're going to sell it over there. We're going to sell it over here. We're going to sell it here. And we're going to just make it. That's just safe. And we keep the integrity of the franchise, its popularity, in the sense that now we're not making customers mad that we did something so drastic. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it does, it makes certain sense. And we had this conversation before. When it comes to Xbox, they're clearly in a position now. They have enough studios. We've been talking about all the studios that they have acquired. That if they were to do, like, if this was like maybe 10 years ago and they had all these studios, and then maybe Microsoft would be a platform that could sell 90 million, 100 million units.
Right.
But the thing is, I think in 2025, I think Microsoft has a brand issue. It's not even a quality issue today. I think it's just a brand issue among the public. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Xbox is just not. I'm sorry to say, and this doesn't take away from the games that they make. I don't think they're any less amazing. I just think their public perception of the brand is just not what it used to be during the 360 era. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think it's just cool to have an Xbox. And I made this. I don't know if people understood. I did make a tweet a couple of weeks ago. Like, once again, Jmaine, you're an iPhone user, right? What's the last 5 phones you bought?
The last 5 phones I bought?
Yeah.
iPhones.
iPhones. Okay, so I want you to be completely honest. Completely honest. If Google came out with a new phone, higher spec than the latest iPhone, which most Androids typically are, it has key exclusive features that they actually impress you. That are like, oh shit, these features, some cool ass features. Why do you still buy an iPhone every single fucking year, bro? Why do you buy an iPhone, bro?
For me personally, it's because those features don't. It's not like the main reason why I have my phone. Like, as long as my phone could call, text, social media, I'm fine.
But that phone could do that too. But it has all this extra cool shit that you can do. That is not.
But I wouldn't use. So in the sense of comparison in the Xbox, if they had games that I want to play, then I'm gonna go over there and buy it. You know what I'm saying? That would be the difference between that comparison. Like, Android and Samsung phones have a lot of cool shit that I wanted. They had the AI shit years ago. Like, I'm looking at that stuff like, oh, that's cool. They had the shit where you could watch videos.
I feel like, but my whole point in saying that is, I feel like that's where we are in the console market. You understand what I mean? I feel like that's where we are at the console market, because you have to take this into consideration. Listen, Microsoft right now to this day, you could get your foot into next generation for around $200. Do you not understand this, Jmaine? When I really thought about this, it blew my mind. When I really took it into perspective, right? And just thinking about the families and the people who just want to, get a console for their kids, for the low. You could really enter the next generation consoles that play the latest games, right? For $250, $270. I don't know how much you go for American. Maybe $300 after taxes or some shit like that, right? Versus, what, $500, $600, $700, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Why does a company is offering this such a great value proposition doing the worst? Can you answer me that?
The damage is done. That's why.
Can you answer me that? Because if you're really trying to break down the science, if you're trying to really break down the science, Series S, and then we're just talking about a household that wants just want to get a gaming console for their kid. Something, people still look at prices to buy shit, sometimes, right? But a household, you could get $300, under $300, you get a console. You're foot into next generation for $15 or $20 a month. You can get a catalog of games where they promise you day one games, whether it be Call of Duty and stuff like that, right? You have the EA shit, you have all of that. Obviously, the Series S, if we're just being from a financial, economical standpoint, it has a good value proposition. True or false?
True.
So why is it not doing better than what it is? I guess that's the question that we got to ask ourselves. Why?
Yeah. Well, I think for me, I think one is the damage that they did during the not 360, Xbox One era definitely tarnished the brand.
So the brand is,
it definitely tarnished
that's the
brand.
issue. That's what I'm trying to be trying to explain. Is the issue. So even if Microsoft has had exclusives, they have the Indiana. They still do the little timed exclusive here. They have the Indiana deal here going on from here. Like they still try to make but anymore. They still. Bro, they say you could buy Call of Duty if you just subscribe, bro. You don't have to pay $70 for Call of Duty anymore. You just buy this Series S and you can pay $15 and you get Call of Duty.
Yeah, but you're looking at it as now. Imagine if they said that around when they was first able to buy Activision Blizzard. Like, if they said that, like that was years ago. If they said that years ago, more people might have the system as of now. But now, to the point where everything is everywhere, nobody wants that shit. No, they already said they're gonna keep putting games everywhere. So why would people buy it? Because they know it's gonna be on PlayStation, it's gonna be on PC, it might be on Nintendo. It's everywhere. I'm saying if they had the initiative to say we're gonna buy up these studios, and if they could, because I know FTC and all the regulators, they wouldn't allow them to buy Activision Blizzard out putting the games everywhere and shit like that. So I'm of course speaking in hypotheticals. If they had that plan to put everything everywhere, then you had to buy the system to buy the games, it would be in a much better position. Now you say the financials might not make sense, sure, for Call of Duty, but the other shit, fucking Doom, which did what, 3 million? Eternal did 3 million in like the first week.
That would be
a major game.
That would be suicide for them if Doom the Dark Ages was only on Xbox console. You know that would be suicide.
What?
For ID. That would be suicide for ID. You know that? I truly believe that. That would be suicide for the boys. I think it would be.
First, you're developing for less platforms, and it's still a popular franchise. So people, like I said, these are the things that people pick up platforms to play. People still pick up platforms. Look at Spider-Man. Look at fucking other exclusive games that.
But not Xbox. I think that's the point that you're not getting me. Not Xbox. Not Xbox.
Do people play games?
Not Xbox.
Or not? Do people want to play games or not? I don't know.
Not Xbox. That's my point. That's my point. Because once again, they offer a great value proposition right now. Right now. The console ain't bad, bro. Like what they got going on for them is not bad, bro. Why are people not buying this?
Because they're not offering you a reason to get off of where you're at to go play on that.
And
that's
why. I think that reason is going to be tough to tell people to stop playing or try to.
You don't even have to stop.
Not to stop playing, but to convert
to get in addition to from their
PlayStation and Nintendo. I think that's a very hard sell. I think you're kind of mitigating how hard selling that is. Maybe Nintendo for us hardcore who would jump out the window to play one game. We will jump out the window to play
all the time.
We can't even compare Nintendo. We can't compare it to Nintendo what they're doing. Nintendo's killing, and once again, they're a legendary company with legendary IP with legendary characters that these companies, Microsoft nor PlayStation, even have to even compare. You know what I mean?
Microsoft has legendary franchises now.
They don't got a Mario. They don't got no Mario, but that's
Call of Duty, nigga. Call of Duty sells way more than Mario. What are we talking about?
Yeah, on multiple platforms. Not only on Xbox.
Which is my point. If they have it only on Xbox, everybody has to flock to next.
I know what you're saying, but honestly, I think that does more harm to the Call of Duty franchise than benefit Xbox. I think that does more harm to the overall franchise, especially if that released today. The way people go crazy, no way. That shit would not fly today. That shit would not fly if all of a sudden they said, "Yo, the new Modern Warfare 5 is exclusive to Xbox only console. You can't buy it on." That shit would not fly. They don't even make their most money off fucking Xbox. That would not fly.
It benefits their Game Pass shit too, because we see that fucking game. The best potential, outside of like the mobile and streaming and shit, I think the biggest potential for, not even potential, but the biggest way that they should be promoting Game Pass is through that fucking console. And the fact that shit is fucking failure is not good. They're not hitting 100 million.
Yeah, Game Pass will not hit 100 million. The only way Game Pass were to ever hit 100 million if they sold more consoles. That's just the facts. because that's the easiest conduit. So if they're honestly banking on Game Pass to do well, then the customers that they have to cater to is not the console is not the console players, it's the PC guys. Because that's their only avenue to even reach those kind of numbers. You got to convince PC gamers.
I don't think
to
that
leave
mobile
Steam,
shit is
right. Yeah, that mobile's not taking off. So do you have to convince PC gamers to pretty much leave Steam? And look how something as so simple as that, Jmaine, right? Steam, and I think this is a great example too, right? Steam is a platform on PC. Look how hard for that customer to leave that client. It's so hard. The Steam customer don't want to go anywhere else. It's crazy. Even if it's not even that you have to go to the store and pick up something and bring it at home. You literally got to click, and you're already there at a different client. The Steam customer does not want to leave Steam. That's insane. And it's just literally to me, bro. Like, they do not want to leave Steam, bro.
Fucking weirdos.
So, once again, I think Microsoft's issue is not a games issue. I think today, Microsoft's issue is a brand issue. It's a brand issue. And for them to repair the brand, I do not know. They might need to get Drake, Kendrick Lamar to start tweeting or gaming on Xbox daily. They need to get Sexy Red on Xbox Hold. They need to get every celebrity on the world to touch Xbox, maybe to make the youth think that shit is cool again. Like, they got to do that plus the games. Like, they got to do something to fix that brand to make Xbox cool. PlayStation always had a cool factor, right? PlayStation always had a cool factor that Xbox seemed to capture a little bit with the 360. They really did capture that with the audience, but they lost that luster with the Xbox One. They lost it completely.
They had it, but they doing their thing with the whole third party initiative. So if anything, Xbox has, that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be, so far it's looking like it's on pace to be a good one. The third party publishing and the games that they got coming out so far last year. The end of last year and then this year and beyond. So I'm excited though. I mean, we might as well get into the developer track now.
Yeah, we definitely gonna.
They got some fucking games coming out.
Let me read the super chat donations real quick. This one's from Papa John's with a $5 super chat. He says, "So Phil, right about losing the most important gen." Even before Phil said that, I said that same take before Phil said that fucking take.
I remember that.
That Xbox One console. Bro, because if you really think about it, Jmaine, bro, Xbox 360, even though the PlayStation 3 picked up a lot of steam towards the end of that generation, because it did start off rocky, Xbox was killing it. Towards the end, they started doing some Kinect bullshit, more like some bullshit, right? But I still remember the excitement at that time prior to them doing the unveiling. People were still very excited to see the next Xbox. Like, it wasn't like people were hyped to see it, right? Yep. They really fucked up that generation. I feel like ever since then, their trajectory has been gone. Like, their trajectory where they could have released at least with potential console sales. Not that the company cannot make money anymore, because clearly, if Microsoft is becoming a third-party publisher, they will be one of the. Don't get me wrong, they will be one of the most prolific and successful third-party companies ever. If they do that, literally, if you look what's under their umbrella, they will be better than EA. They'll be better than Ubisoft. They'll be better than. They're already a third-party publisher today. But if they went like Sega route, like complete, like third party,
like no console at all,
they would be probably one of the most, or if not the most successful third-party publisher in the world, easily, with what they have under their belt. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that they cannot make money, but we're just talking about the success of the console, right?
Of the console,
The Xbox One, the trajectory completely flatlined they shit. How it wasn't gamer focused, and where PlayStation pretty much cemented themselves that they're gonna be on top of Xbox, at least in the console market forever. I really do think it stems from there, because there was real hype going into the next Xbox after the 360. There was real good hype, but that fuck up, they haven't. It seems like they've been playing catch up, or they've been changing strategies ever since then. Okay, so Papa John says, y'all think there's okay, wait, what, is that the same one I was reading? Oh, he sent two.
The Phil Spencer one.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, he sent two.
So,
I didn't even see that one.
Well, Phil Spencer read about losing the most important gen. People built their libraries, even if they had an 11 out of 10 game, people would not switch over to the main Xbox. You see, I think that's where I kind of feel like, and that's why I keep on bringing up the brand thing. I feel like when Microsoft does have an 11 out of 10 game, I think it will bring some people over, but I don't, where they can get some ground. But I think the type of ground that Jmaine's talking about is going to take years of that. Years of that.
But that's why I said in my tweet, it would be it would be the start of seeing the turnaround. But you know,
But it might be a little bit too
it's a
late
moot
because even the
point.
industry, like even just a factor in the industry itself is changing. We see how the industry is changing even with PlayStation. 10 years ago, we didn't see all these PC games on these PlayStation games on PC and stuff like that. We wouldn't see the PlayStation publish a Horizon Lego game on Nintendo Switch. Like we wouldn't see that. That's uncommon, right? So I think the industry itself is changing. So they all got to adapt. And I think right now Microsoft kind of went back to the exclusive thing. I think for them to really build up to be like what PlayStation is today, what Nintendo is today, I think will take, first of all, too long. Too many 11 out of 10 games you need for that to even be a factor. Like, you know what I mean? It'll take way too long. Plus, once again, the industry is changing. So really the route
Yeah.
that Microsoft is on right now is their best route. Unfortunately, I know some people don't want to hear that, but their route of releasing games on multiple platforms for their current situation is the best route. And
Oh
that's
yeah,
why they're
business
doing it.
wise, absolutely.
It's their
Like
best route.
I don't give a fuck. Like
Right.
if they don't care about the consoles, I'm a player wherever the game is at. But
Yeah, exactly.
it was just a little thinking experiment and shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. This one's from Papa John's. He sent this one before. He says, "Y'all think there's more than 3 first party for PS5 other than Naughty Dog? I believe easy say Sucker Punch,
Sucker
Insomniac for
Punch.
Sucker Punch, Insomniac for the next 1 to 3 years. For all these devs, we
Oh
cooking
my god.
get their game back."
That's like a bad luck tweet to say
I
that
know.
you're
So
cooking. Yeah, you
Don't
say
say that shit
that,
no more.
your game is.
Yeah, do not say that shit no more. Listen, I'm very optimistic. I think some of these teams were working on multiple projects as well as the games of the service. Maybe not the ones that are solely dedicated to the live service games, like the Fire Sprites and stuff like that. Because we heard like a Twisted Metal game got canceled, right? I'm pretty sure they weren't
Yeah.
working on a secret single player game in the tuck. I don't think they
Yeah,
were.
they were
Right?
supposed to be working on like a narrative horror game or some shit
Yeah,
like that.
but the
So
major studios like Insomniac, the Sucker Punches, the Guerrilla Games, I do think that they have single player projects in the works if they were making a live service game, and we know that as for a fact because we seen with the Insomniac leaks, right? We seen that they were creating a some sort of Spider-Man live service multiplayer game, but at the same time
yeah,
we seen that they were cooking up Wolverine. We seen a timeline with the games that they got. They got the license for X-Men, so we know it's been spoiled. We're gonna get an X-Men PlayStation game at some point in time, exclusive or quote unquote exclusive at some point in time, right? So we know that those studios of that caliber, and we know Sony Santa Monica, we know Cory Barlog has been working on a single player game. That's just a fact. He's not working on a live service game. He's working on a single player game. So we know they got shit in development. As for right now, we know that PlayStation is publishing Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotai, Intergalactic, The Heretic Prophet, and what else?
Wolverine.
For single player, Wolverine. That's what's all we know for the single player portion of things. But they gotta have more in the tuck. I do truly believe they probably got more, and I do think we see another Astrobot game before this generation is over. I don't think it takes 10 years, 5 years to make an Astrobot game. So I do think we see a sequel to Astrobot before this console cycle is over.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
The live service like screw up is definitely putting a damper on, because I'm looking at the list of studios now. If you're not excited for like the live service because he had the next like 1 to 3 years, then I could see how you feeling like a little bit like, oh, what the hell did they have coming out? Because
PlayStation did promise. Let's not forget, they did promise they got a major game every single year from going on here on out. Didn't they say some shit like that? I swear to God, they said some shit like that. They got a major game from here on out. So even if I don't know how much. What's y'all expectations in terms of games output from major first party studios? Like, can you give me? Let me get a temperature check.
Oh, for like for PlayStation?
In a calendar year, and I want to ask the chat this too. In a calendar year, what's your ideal, realistic? Look, we all want 100 games, 100 Naughty Dog games in 1 year. Like, we all want that. But let's be realistic for a second. What's the ideal number of your cinematic AAA game do you expect in a year from PlayStation first party? What's that number? What's that number?
A year?
I want to ask you. In one calendar year.
In a year, probably like three in a good year. 2, 3 in a good year. For from the first party.
From a first party perspective.
Yeah,
2 or
I would say
3
2.
majors.
Yeah,
I think three is like, yo, this is a fantastic year if they could pull off 3. But realistically, it seems 2 from first party. If we're talking about strictly first party, if we're being realistic. And this year, what do we know we have? We have Ghost. Ghost is their big one this year. There's rumors that we never got no denial that Wolverine might drop this year. We never got a confirmation that Wolverine might not drop. So we don't know. It's still up in the air with that one. So if PlayStation, let's just throw out a hypothetical scenario when it comes to first party. If PlayStation managed to release a Wolverine and Ghost of Yotai, would you say that's a successful year for PlayStation first party AAA wise? And as well as their typical third party, second party deals and publishing.
Yep.
Like
and then
on top
maybe
of that,
like a live service or a live service game. But yeah, I would say that's a good year. Hell yeah,
that's a good year, right? I would agree too. I would agree if they can manage to pump out two from their prolific studios. Like they're big studios. They could pump out 2 in a year, in a calendar year. I think that's good. I think that's very good.
Because I think within the year, like 2022 was probably
a big
best
year, right?
year for them.
Was it Ghost, Final Fantasy,
No.
What was it? What was that last year of the PS4? The last year was
you're
crazy.
talking about 2020.
It was like The Last of Us Part 2, Final Fantasy, but which is once again that's not PlayStation developed, but they got the deal for that. But they dropped they dropped Ghost, I think.
Yeah, and they have more
others like third party.
Yeah.
So two seems about right if they could pull it off. So right now, as of 2025, we know of 1. If they could surprise us with 1 more, then they're on track. I would say then they're on track.
Yeah, 2, 3, like because 2022 they had God of War Ragnarok and they had Horizon Forbidden West. I think did Gran Turismo come out in 2022 or was that 2021?
Let's Google that.
7. That was 2022 as well. So yeah, that was a fantastic year.
That's a good year. That's a good year first party wise. Then that's a really good year first party wise.
That was a fantastic year. So
and it has a catalog of games that for different strokes for different folks too. Because GT is not for everybody, but it's an extremely popular franchise for them.
So if they could have like years like with two like that, and even like a smaller Miles Morales sized game, and maybe if they got a good live service game expansion, I think for PlayStation that's pretty decent. I think that's pretty good.
Okay. All right. So I think we're all pretty much in agreement, and I'm reading the chat too, and most people are pretty much saying 3 major games in the year, then they're satisfied. On top of whatever second party deals they got, third party quote unquote exclusive deals they got, and the great multi platforms. I think everyone's happy. That's a great year for everybody, right?
Yeah, they have to have that balance of the first party studios, the second party deals, and the third party deals. That's what makes PlayStation. Like first party, we looking at it and it's very important, and we looking at it because it's looking a little shaky, especially with the live service stuff. And then you got Naughty Dog makes masters, but they have to have that clicking. Second party games, kind of like last year, it was a little bit light on. They had the big first party game with like Astro Bot shit like that. But the second party and third party were cooking last year. So if they can have that output with the first party, that's what's going to make PlayStation great, because they don't have the studios like Xbox does under their belt.
Yeah, Xbox can pump out more. They can pump out way more now. 2
to 3 games a quarter from all the studios that they own.
Yeah,
and that's going to look insane in comparison. But PlayStation doesn't. So they're gonna have to have the partnerships, especially because their games are bigger budget. Nintendo, on the other hand, they can have a lot because their budgets aren't as big, so they're gonna hit you with a lot of those different games from these storied franchises all within a year. So that everybody has their own version of how they're gonna pump out. Shit just got to be clicking on all cylinders, especially at this point.
It's interesting with the Xbox point of view, and I think that kind of points to the point that I'm trying to say too. Like they own so much studios now. If they were to make all of this exclusive, it doesn't even financially make sense of all these games performing well on the low install base that they have. You know what I'm trying to say? Like they have a low install base. Like remember, there might be only like 35 million consoles out there like that they have, right? So if they can't lock all those, the amount of games that they have, they can't lock every one of them. You know what I mean? They just won't perform well. They will not perform well. They will not perform well, man. Even the new customers of the game, they still will not perform well. And these games are, I'm sure a game like Doom, the Dark Ages costs a lot to fucking make. Just looking at the game looks like it's really
Oh
expensive.
yeah, they said it's
Right?
their biggest single player, I
It
think,
looks
game.
really, it looks like a very expensive game. So a game like that needs to be multiplayer. I'm not shocked that that game there was announced for PlayStation right away. They need that. They need the PlayStation customer. I'm trying to tell y'all something. They need the PlayStation customer because the game will not do well, right? And they can't take a hit. Like, oh, we're making it exclusive. We're gonna get a couple more customers. I don't think they could take that hit, that development hit, because I feel like they will lose money. You know what I mean? Trying to build up their trying to build that shit up. They'll lose a lot of money, a lot of money.
Rockstar said Astrobot and Concord were. We don't speak of Concord around these parts anymore.
Yo.
But yeah, that was their attempt at first party with Concord, but unfortunately that didn't work. So
Blade X with the super chat donation, he says nobody wants an Xbox. Look at the sales. It's definitely the brand is not as strong as it once was. That's just a fact.
For sure.
That's just a fact.
It's over for that.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into some of the games that were revealed at the Xbox Developer Direct. But real quick, Jmaine, you watched it. You did a live reaction. I didn't.
Yeah. Go hit that like button over there, people.
But we ain't gonna speak on that.
It's in the paperwork.
It's in the paperwork.
KOFI about to sue PlayStation like Drake did UMG. Oh man. Oh man.
I'm playing. But what's it called? I just want to get y'all overall thoughts. I want to get y'all overall thoughts before we dive into the 4 or 5 games that were shown. Jmaine, were you very impressed with this Developer Direct?
Absolutely, easily the best Developer Direct. I mean, it's still in its infant years, but
best thing Microsoft has created, by the way.
Tyler years, yes.
Obviously, the best thing Microsoft has created.
I love the idea when I first heard it, and I'm like, first did it might not have had all that I was looking forward to, but I'm like, I love the idea of them taking a game and breaking it down, letting you know how it was developed.
Yeah, not the boring shit.
Yeah, in the appetizing way. It's not like
not in
they're just
on the couch,
talking,
talking
right,
shit.
Talking you to death. Like they're showing clips
inside
of the game.
Bullshit.
Yes. They showing you clips of the gameplay. They breaking down the core pillars of the game, what goes where, how they did what, and then giving you most of the time a release date or so at the end of it. It's perfect. And then I think this was the best one yet. All of the games that they showed, I'm looking forward to playing, so that's a positive. Yeah, nice concise 48 minutes. I thought we was getting one more surprise with this one, but I guess we're gonna have to wait for that. I thought that was like the Final Fantasy games, but they did come with a surprise, and that was
all right. Yeah. All right. I personally, I was watching it while I was at work. I give it a 10 out of 10. Incredible. Every single one of those
10
games,
out of 10.
Every single one of those games I want immediately.
Yeah.
Every single one of those games I want to play. That's just a fact of it. So how can I not give it a 10 out of 10? All right. So they kicked off the show by revealing a new Ninja Gaiden game. Ninja Gaiden 4 is being developed by Team Ninja and Platinum Games. And I do want to say this.
Platinum.
With the gaming industry in disarray right now, studios closing left and right. Love to see it. Word to Jack move. Love to see it that Platinum Games is still alive and kicking. Platinum Games has survived the gaming exodus and has been surviving the gaming exodus. Let's talk about it. Platinum Games is still here. Bet? Yo, I won that bet. I think you bet it was supposed to close down before Bayonetta came out or some shit like that. Right? I won that bet. Platinum Games is still kicking. Word to Jack move. Platinum Games is still alive and kicking. And guess what? I love to see it. I love to see it.
Platinum Games gets too much hate.
They 100% do. Them type of studios is studios that we actually need to, as gamers, need to cherish. Team Ninja, Platinum Games, these studios that are making these style of unique action hack and slash games, bro. Capcom, like outside of these studios, who's making those type of games? Nobody, bro. We need them to survive. We need Platinum to live. Even though they drop a dud here and there, we need them to live. You know what I mean? So I'm very happy that Platinum Games is still alive and kicking. I just want to put that out there first of all. But once again, Microsoft is publishing this game, so I don't know if they're forking the bill for this game to exist. If they are, thank you, Microsoft. Thank you. You know, you're giving
Thanks,
Ryu Hayabusa. Yeah, Ryu Hayabusa hype. One of my favorite video game characters of all time. No one will fuck with me with him on Dead or Alive. I will fucking Azuno drop you. with a quickness with that nigga, bro. I'm nice. I'm nice. I'll clean niggas up in Dead or Alive with Ryu Hayabusa. He's actually my favorite character next to what's it called? Brad Wong, Ayane, I'm nice. Helena, I'm nice. I'm nice in Dead or Alive, but I gotta play niggas in that game. Y'all haven't seen me play Dead or Alive. I'm nice. Well, what's it called? I'm very happy that this is happening. You know what I mean? No matter who's in charge of bringing this shit back, I'm just extremely grateful this is happening. The last Ninja Gaiden 3, wasn't so well received initially when it launched, until I think they went back and made like a Razor edition of that game. But even I enjoyed Ninja Gaiden 3. I fucking thought it was dope. You know what I mean? Once again, it's a franchise I've played in my early infancy years of gaming on the original Xbox. I played Black. I know the characters, all the characters from the Dead or Alive series, and I love seeing them cross over to the Ninja Gaiden games. So when I seen Ninja Gaiden 4 right away, I was like, yo, it looked like Ninja Gaiden, but the character, like that was my reaction.
That threw you off.
I'm like, yo, it threw me off a little bit. But if you played a Ninja Gaiden game, you just know how the movement of that game looks. The little after image shit, that's a Ninja Gaiden staple. You know what I'm saying? Like the after image of when you do an attack and stuff like that.
Attack and then the characters that's zoomed in on the screen.
That's a Ninja Gaiden staple. So once I seen that, I'm like, yo, Ninja Gaiden. You know what I mean? You're talking about black dragons and shit. I'm like, oh, Ninja Gaiden. But the character threw me off a little bit. I'm like, yo, what's going on here, bro? So it seems like they're doing some sort of dual protagonist storyline with this one. And I had the character's name memorized, but I already forgot because my memory's shit.
Yakumo.
I think Yakumo or something like that. What is it?
Yakumo, I believe. That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, Yakumo. Okay, so you're gonna be playing as two characters. You're gonna be playing as a new ninja, Yakumo, and obviously Ryu Hayabusa, which he's the master ninja, and I guess the other guys is one from the new generation, a Fledgling or whatever, or soon to be master. Or whatever.
What do you think is gonna be the split? Because I know that's gonna be like, oh shit.
You know what?
It's gonna be 50-50
You know
split.
what? Ninja Gaiden is pretty good at letting you play as other characters too. Because I remember playing some of the other ones. They let you play as Ayane a little bit. They let you play. So I think obviously he seems to have a major role in the game. So I think we're gonna be playing him with him a lot. But I wouldn't be surprised if a large portion of the game you're playing as Ryu Hayabusa too, or maybe they let you go back and like revisit some missions as a Ryu or something like that too. So
I think I feel like the story is like built around this new character.
It seems.
So
it seems to be.
I think that it's gonna be mostly as the new character, and then it's probably like a 60-40, maybe even a 70-30 in favor of the new character.
Yeah. It does. Looking at the visual presentation of the game, did it give you an astral chain kind of
yes
look? It did give me a lot of like in terms of art direction. I mean, more so than gameplay. It gave me the art direction very. You kind of see the platinum games in it. You know what I mean? Like it really looked a little astral chainy to me in terms of the art direction. From what I've seen, what they're emphasizing from the gameplay, it seems to be even way more fast-paced than what we're used to in prior Ninja Gaiden games, especially as a new character. He seems to be super fast.
Indeed.
Also, the traversal looked really good. I saw grinding on rails.
Grapple hooks, running on walls.
Yeah, the grapple hook, running on walls, a staple. So, obviously, doing the wall bouncing, jumping, all of that shit that we love in Ninja Gaiden is in there. And the game looked great, man. The combat looked really flashy. It looks super dope, man. Jmaine, I'm super excited for the game. And I want to, once again, ideal reveal. Jmaine, revealed now. Guess what? Coming out fall 2025. Holy. Couldn't be no better. At first, I didn't take that in. I thought this... I didn't take it in. It was coming out this year.
I thought it was a next year game. Especially
I thought it had no release date. I thought it was no release date. I thought they're just revealing it.
Because it went by fast. This year. I'm like, damn, I didn't even catch it. And then they already went into the Ninja Gaiden 2 Black thing. So I'm like, oh, okay, maybe this is coming out this year. And then I
saw it on the timeline. I didn't even see it on the trailer. I saw it on the timeline.
Oh, damn. You didn't watch the direct live?
I did watch it live, but I just didn't catch it. I didn't catch that it was coming out fall 2025 until later.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
What? See, that warms my heart. A game revealed, then it's coming out the same fucking year, bro. Especially a game that we want too. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So I'm super excited for it. I don't know what else to say, man. I know a lot of people probably know about this franchise through name, but really haven't experienced it all that tough. But let me tell you something, man. If you're into samurais, high octane action adventure hack and slash games, difficult, challenging but rewarding, give Ninja Gaiden a try. They did surprise drop Ninja Gaiden 2 Black currently on PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox and Game Pass. At least give that game a try to see if you could get jiggy with the new Ninja Gaiden, man. I feel like these type of games we need to support, man. We need this, man. I'm tired of these gun games, man. Bring out the samurai swords, bro.
Games.
Bring out the samurai swords, bro. You know what I mean? We need more samurai games. We need more ninja games. We need bring it back
the
to
ninja
the
resurgence
essence, bro.
is here.
Bro,
that's
the essence, bro. That's like some like 6th generation shit, bro. I love that shit, bro. Bring back samurais and ninjas and that type of shit, bro. Fuck the guns, bro. Bring back the swords, bro. Jmaine, man, what do you have to say about it?
I'm excited for this. I was a little bit late to my stream, no surprise there. So when I actually finally popped on the Xbox Direct, all I see is fucking the Ninja Gaiden trailer playing. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I'm like, you know what I thought it originally was is because you know how they had that Ninja Gaiden side-scrolling game that they had revealed at, I don't even remember. Was that the Game Awards? The Game Awards, yeah. So I thought we was like maybe seeing some more information about that. And then I started to see the new character. I started looking at the gameplay. I'm like, oh, this is a new Ninja Gaiden game. Super excited to see. I can't wait to play it. I'm happy that it is coming out this year. You know, it's funny though that this is Ninja Gaiden 4. And like Capcom with Devil May Cry 4, you actually playing as 2 characters, like the
dual protagonists.
Dual protagonists. You got the veteran guy.
I also really like the future. Just to point out, I really do like the futuristic aesthetic of the game too. It looks like futuristic samurais and shit like that. Like this shit looks super dope. The blood and gore is obviously just as what we would like it. They're not toning that shit down. Love to see it. Cutting people in half. You're doing cutting people's heads off. All sorts of crazy shit, bro. So the game is stylistically, like, just watching it back, is it the best? Well, from at least what we have so far, graphically impressive game? No, but the art direction is tough, and a game like this is really, the emphasis is obviously on the gameplay and the combat system, which looks absolutely fantastic. You know what I mean? It looks good. It looks good. I can't wait to play it, man. I know the boss fights are gonna be dope. Everything's gonna be top tier.
Yeah, the setting, like Astro Chain, it draws from like that cyberpunk, dystopian future type of setting. So I'm excited. I want Astro Chain 2 bad, but you know, to see Platinum Games working on this, I just know it's gonna be very
happy.
It's gonna be great. So yeah, I'm excited for this. I can't wait to see more from it, and that release day probably at the summer show like that.
Yeah. Love to see it. So once again, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is available on all platforms right now. So if you're curious about the Ninja Gaiden franchise, this is your opportunity to go check it out. Fun game.
Shout out to Xbox making this first party game available on PC and PlayStation. Shout out to the first party. It's the first party game, man. Xbox Game Studios publishing this first party, brother. So don't forget. Don't forget first party game.
I know what you're talking about too, bro. I know what you're talking about.
People do not know what first, second, and third party mean no more. This shit is cooked.
No, it's not that, Jmaine. Those people you're talking about know exactly what a first party and third.
Yeah, you're right.
We're in the age of people are looking for wins. The fanboys are looking for wins. You know what I mean? They're looking for this. Yeah. Xbox is in a situation where, you know, now, since they're releasing their games on multiple platforms, we're hearing rumors that Halo's gonna come to Switch. Now, the conversation or the bragging points are switched up. It's just pretty much switched up. So the niggas are just looking for wins, right? So
yeah,
they're fully aware.
It's the first party wars now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. You know what else I was thinking about?
What's up?
The last time Xbox and Platinum Games worked together, It was for
Oh,
Scalebound.
Scalebound. That was
Yeah,
the
so I was
last
on my
time they worked
stream.
together. You're
I'm
right
like,
about
I
that.
wonder if this collaboration has, something to do with the Scalebound relationship, and maybe
They
Platinum
gotta get it
Games
right. They gotta get it
a
right.
little bad about fucking up.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know what? Let's reach out to Microsoft, and because it says that Koei Tecmo and Platinum Games, the president of Koei Tecmo and CEO of Platinum Games, they began exploring the collaboration, and then they had the support of Phil Spencer and Microsoft. So I think
Microsoft must be back in the game. I'm assuming that they paying for it, bro. I'm gonna just make that assumption that they're helping with development costs for this
I
game,
wouldn't be
bro.
surprised.
I
Platinum
wouldn't be
Games
so.
is broke.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It
They don't
doesn't
got
seem.
their own IP.
It seems like a pretty team like it's being published by Microsoft. That's what's being said, right? It's being published. It's not
Yeah.
even being published by Chemo Tecmo or whatever how you pronounce that shit, right?
Koei Tecmo.
KO, Koei Tecmo. I don't think it's being published by them, and they're a publisher. So the fact that Microsoft is publishing leads me to believe that they have some sort of they're probably helping fund this game to bring it alive. So if Microsoft is doing that, coming out their pocket to do that, then I have nothing but a big salute for y'all to bring back this franchise. Because once again, some of these games they might have been popular once upon a time, but since they might not perform as well today, a lot of companies will not take risk in bringing some of these shit back. So the fact that if you have a partner that's willing to back it and fund it, Microsoft is doing that, then I salute them for that. I salute them.
Yeah.
We got it.
I'll,
Okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say Koei Tecmo. The last game they published
The Dynasty
was
Warriors, wasn't it not?
Wolong Dynasty. Oh, you talking about? Wait,
didn't they do
nah,
the new Dynasty Warriors, the Origins game? Aren't they publishers of that game?
no, I don't
Who
think
published
so.
that game?
I don't see it on this list.
Kimbo Tecmo's crazy. Yeah, I butchered that shit, bro. I butchered that shit, though. But
no, that's published by. Oh wait, it is published by Koei Tecmo. Why the fuck wasn't it on the list?
Yeah.
It wasn't on the list. Oh, okay. I was gonna say
That's what makes this
but
interesting that they're not publishing. Why is Microsoft publishing this? You know what I'm saying? Like it's
yeah.
weird. It's weird. It's a little weird.
But
So,
they be cutting deals too. Like
no, but
Rise
the
of the
thing
Ronin
is,
published by PlayStation, and
but this does make
published by them.
sense. This does make sense to a certain degree because once again, Team Ninja actually has a long working history with Microsoft. They have a lot of exclusives with Microsoft. Whether it be, I believe, well, someone will correct me if I'm wrong. I believe 99 Nights. I believe Dead or Alive 3 was exclusive on the original Xbox. Dead or Alive 4 was exclusive on the 360. Trust me, I know. I played all that shit. I think Ultimate came for. I think Dead or Alive Ultimate released on PS2 and the original Xbox, but obviously Ninja Gaiden Black original Xbox, Ninja Gaiden 2 exclusively on the thing. So they have some sort of working relationship clearly. So the fact that so it makes sense. So maybe Microsoft said, "Yo, you all down for this? Like we're down to support it, release it on Game Pass, and maybe they worked up some sort of deal. That's why they're publishing the game."
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Moving on. All right, so the next game that they showed in the developer direct, right, is the latest DEI adventure. The latest DEI adventure, South of Midnight, which looks fucking amazing, bro. This game looks great, people, man. Stop hating, bro. This game looks really good. Really fucking good, man. Stylistically beautiful. I love the art direction. I love the whole theme and concept about this, using kind of lore from the Deep South and stuff like that.
Deep South lore,
and it's looking like a really good action adventure game, man. It's looking like a real solid. Like I'm looking at some of the boss fights that they presented. The shit looks really good, man. Jmaine, what's your thoughts of South of Midnight?
Not too much more I need to say about this. I've said it looked fantastic. Even from the reveal, even though trailer, just ever since they've been showing gameplay, I've been saying this a day one. We finally got the release date for it, which looks to be April 8th, if I'm not mistaken. So it should be here in the next 2 to 3 months. I can't wait to play this. Looks like a fun action adventure game. Definitely reminds me a little bit of Kena Bridge of Spirits when they start talking about some of the the lore of the world and how enemies are formed and shit like that. But I want to say that the combat and the traversal definitely looks to be the unique aspects here, outside of the world and the lore, but some things that separate this game from others. It's nice to see that. I'm a fan of the stop motion. I plan to play the game with the stop motion. I know some people might look at that as it being bad frame rates, but that's just a stop motion, and you could turn it off.
Yeah, it's a stylistic choice, and they're giving us the option to turn it off, so that's good.
Yeah, DrewTube in the chat, they do have an option to turn off the stop motion, so you can if you want. But I'm gonna play it with it because I think I like to play games developer. So yeah, not much to say, but
I'll try it out for both.
I can't wait.
If it annoys me, then I'm gonna turn that shit off. But yeah, man, the game looks good, man, and it's coming out April. So honestly, Microsoft looks like they got a little good lineup going on, man. They got a little good lineup going on, and the games that are actually that they're showing off look really good. They look really good.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I will be
variety too.
Checking out this game once it releases. I don't know what else to say about it. Besides that, I will be playing it. It looked great. Looked great. All right, so Jmaine, what was the next game that they showed?
Next game that they showed was it Doom? No,
it was Expedition.
Expedition 33. Yes. Claire Obscure Expedition 33. This is the French game that's a turn-based RPG. And I mean, again, this game, it looks like a breath of fresh air or a fresh take on the turn-based RPG games.
This is what we want. This is what, as someone who loves turn-based, Jmaine, this is exactly what I kind of wanted from Final Fantasy. You know what I mean? Like Final Fantasy has been going the action route with the latest installments. Even though I'm not mad at the way Rebirth plays, like it plays really well.
Yeah, I like that. It's like
there's a tactical, and there's a tactical aspect to Rebirth's gameplay, especially in comparison to Final Fantasy 16, where I feel it's way more action oriented more than anything. You know, just stagger your opponent,
bunga,
and just do as much damage while they're staggered to kill them. Like that's pretty much the gameplay loop with that. But I always felt that I wanted to see a AAA Final Fantasy game with the visuals that they have presented in a turn-based fashion. And they haven't been doing that, but this is the vibes that this game gives me. It for everything about it, from a visual presentation, looks like super high budget visuals, fidelity, and it's turn-based as well when it comes to the gameplay. And I do like how they're making it interactive, turn-based, as in they explain that you can block and parry oncoming enemy attacks by timing certain inputs. So I think that's a great addition to the game, dude. I've played turn-based RPGs that do that. I think Sea of Stars does something similar to that. Like once you're about to be attacked, you can block it to negate some sort of damage.
I think you can do
Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon is like that.
7,
you
I think you could even do stuff on the time the inputs correctly. You could get like a boost to your attacks.
Okay, yeah. And they're saying that the story is very dark as well. I like that. They express that the story is going to be a very serious, dark story. So I'm very, very interested in this game. I just need to make sure I clear up whatever game I'm playing, clear up the space so I can play it. As you guys can see on the screen, it says it's released in April. I believe it said 24th, 2025. Yep. That's honestly not too far away, man. Yeah, we about to be in February.
Same month as fucking South of Midnight. So
South of Midnight.
One is at the beginning of the month, and one's
at the end.
Nice gap in between the two. So yeah, speaking more about the story and like the good versus evil, it seems like there's like this witch or whatever, like this entity that comes through, and whatever number she reveals onto the like this thing. Everybody that's that age like dies. So I think for this game, it's like the people that are 33, they're trying to stop this from happening for the people that are age 33 and going forward. And I was laughing because I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have a personal connection with this game.
Yeah. For real. So the game looks great, man. I don't know what else to say besides it. I can't wait to check it out, bro. I want to see more.
I don't know if it was the stream or not, but I feel like the frame
was a little bit wonky. Well, we're gonna be playing that maybe on PC anyway, so hopefully the PC version is alright.
Yeah.
Unless that platinum list looking high. That platinum list looking high, I might bend the rules. That's how I be like nowadays.
That
trophy
platinum list
looking...
might, that shit might have a no damage run. That would be crazy because they said that with the whole like parrying and stuff like that, with the time based sequence, you could possibly do the game without taking any hits.
Jeez, yo, the
So
graphics look really good for this joint. Holy, the graphics look
yeah,
really fucking good. All
yeah.
right. So what's the next game that they revealed? Was it? I think it was Doom, right? Was it? Was Doom
Yep,
the
the
last
last
one?
game that they showed was Doom: The Dark Fucking Ages.
And this is another game I cannot wait to play. I cannot wait to play this game. I've been excited prior to this shit. When they revealed it right away, I was excited
Yeah.
to play Doom. I'm a big fan of the Doom reboot. I really
Yes, me
enjoyed
too.
2016. I really
Yep.
enjoyed Eternal. I thought those
Eternal.
games were
Fire.
fantastic. The music, the pace. It's very old school esque in terms of gameplay design, and I love that. You know what I mean? I'm a very nostalgic person. I like nostalgic things, right? So, I really like how old school the design of the game is. They said that they focused on traversal with Doom Eternal,
Yep.
right? So this one is more focusing on, I forgot the exact term. I don't know.
Stand and fight.
Stand and fight. I like that. I like that. So obviously the shield that you have um is emphasized
Yes.
this Doom, where you're gonna do it like, I guess, parries and a whole bunch of other shit. The game just looked like a good time, man. The game looked like a good time. The weapons look fucking insane. The enemies' designs, and it just looks crazy. There's fucking giant mechs. You can get into a mech
Yo,
now. That shit.
I completely forgot
Wow.
about that. Because they was like going over like the shield and the melee weapons, because that was like the emphasis on the guns was there. But the first like display of the game, they were showing like all the shit you could do with the shield. The shield, you could, of course, you could block, you could throw the shield, you could parry with the shield, and then they got the melee weapons too. It's like three they had, and then they started getting into the guns. Shit is
Like, yeah,
mad
yo, there's a
layers to
fucking
this
gun
game
that you crush skulls, skulls with,
yeah,
and
you
shoot
shoot
the
skulls
shards.
at the
That's
fucking
so sick, bro. I cannot wait for this game,
fire.
man. I
That shit
cannot
was
wait for this game.
fire. Yeah,
Wow.
and so
I can't wait to play this on PC. Yo, it's just gonna be incredible.
they also talked about exploration within this game and how this game has a lot more choosing your own paths and going off the beaten path and finding like dungeons like that you explore, possibly getting new different boss fights. They talked about the story being told in cutscenes and not being in the codexes. So that's a nice upgrade for those that like to be told the cinematic story, like myself. Um, and this game won't have multiplayer. They're ditching the multiplayer so
I'm
that
not
they can
mad at it.
focus
I'm not mad at
on.
it.
Yeah, I never really got into the multiplayer. I was shocked to see that they didn't mention it, and I was, oh shit, they're not doing multiplayer. But yeah, they wanted to focus on this being one of their big games. I'm loving it. I can't wait to fucking play this game. I know it's a prequel, but who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Who
Yeah, I don't give a
cares?
shit, bro.
It looks
Should look
great.
like a sequel to me, in terms of all the shit
Right.
you can do and how big it is. Shit, this shit, I
Right.
don't care about that
Yeah.
shit. That shit look
It's
good,
only a
bro.
prequel in story, but gameplay wise,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Release date May
May
15th.
Good,
May
good.
15th.
We're getting a
So
lot of games this year, bro. A lot of
yeah,
fucking games, man. It's a lot to
being
play, man.
25 games should be a breeze.
A
Should be a
lot of games,
breeze.
bro. Yo, bro, we got a new Bleach game, Doom game. Apparently, we got Fable dropping. We got Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Let's not forget,
Ninja
bro.
Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden. 2 Ninja Gaiden games this year. Bro, this year
Avowed.
is stacked. The funny thing is, Avowed, I like it. I was iffy about Avowed, but after getting my hands on preview, I like that. I actually think Avowed's going to score pretty well. I actually really believe it's going to do pretty good. I don't know about 90 good, but I think it's going to do high 80 good. From what I played, that shit is not bad. The only negative I had was like the PC performance was a little wonky, but I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt because it was a preview build. But Avowed was pretty solid too from what I played, bro. And you already know me. I was a little, after seeing how colorful it was from the CGI trailer being dark and grimy, I was a little turned off. But after actually playing the game and really like giving it a shot, I'm like, yo, this shit kind of tough. They kind of cooking, bro. They kind of cooking.
Microsoft's first 6 months, so right now, looking really fucking good.
They got some games, bro.
Val come out in a couple weeks. I don't know if they got anything for March, but April you got South to Midnight. Of course you got
Expedition is not
Expedition,
their game, but it's in Game Pass.
It's gonna be on Game Pass. Yep.
They could.
And then
they got that.
You got Doom in May. So
yeah, and we know that Fable's coming out. Maybe it could be a possible Forza Horizon. I think it's about that time. It's been like what, 2 years now, 2-3 years.
Since you think we get a Forza Horizon this year?
What's the schedule? Don't they do it every other year?
But I thought maybe a lot of them was on Fable. I thought a lot of them would be on Fable.
They might have 2 teams. No, that's a whole different team and a whole different building.
Oh, it is a whole different team. Okay,
it's a whole different team in a whole different building, from what I know.
Gotcha. Oh shit, then it might be. Might be.
Yeah. So they got games coming out this year, and I'm happy about that, man. It seems like a lot of us are gonna enjoy it. Yo, even as a PlayStation fan, y'all should be thanking Microsoft because y'all gonna be playing some good games, bro. You know what I mean?
Now you see them
good games for y'all, bro.
They was on the timeline like, oh, thanks for the. They looking forward to the Xbox games. They looking for it. They ain't got shit else to do.
PlayStation is cooking for it. I mean, Xbox is cooking for PlayStation right now. Love to see it.
And the time when PlayStation needed to. Thank you. Yeah, we had to cancel about 10 live service games. We're gonna need some games over. Thank you, Xbox.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, let me read this last super chat donation before we get out of here. This one's from Papa John's. He says, Kofi said more swords and sandals. Phantom Blade Zero, Lost Soul aside, Where the Wind Meets, Wu Chang Fallen Feather, Ballad of
Antara.
Yes. I don't even know what that is, bro. I need to go Google that shit. Is it fire?
That was revealed at the State of Play. It looks decent. Like I think the world and the characters look more interesting than the game. Like the gameplay to me just looked a little lifeless.
A little mid. I gotta check it out. I think we got a lot coming. Yeah, man. Yeah. A lot of games to be excited for, man. Y'all take a seat back. Stop complaining on Twitter for 1 second. Write down. I'm gonna give everyone a homework. Yo, go on your notes and just type all the games that look fucking dope coming out in the next year or two, bro. Y'all be surprised how much amazing games are coming out, man. So let's take.
Yeah, I didn't even do a most anticipated list. Let's come back next week with a most anticipated.
Yeah. And appreciate this. And appreciate this shit, bro, man. There's a lot to be excited for, man. Gaming is looking great for the foreseeable future, man. There's a lot of great games to be happy about. All right,
so excited.
With that being said, yo, we're gonna take our leave, man. We gave you guys a nice long show today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the conversation. You know what I mean? I'm starting to get back into my podcast bag. It's good, man. You know, I had to shake off the rust the last episode, man. I was a little sloppy. But you know what I mean? I think I'm getting back to my swag back on the mic a little bit. You know what I mean? So hopefully y'all enjoyed the show. And we will see you guys next week.
Peace out.
Peace.
See what they saying on the timeline.
That's it.
All right.